is up, y'all? What is up? Welcome back to the Kingdom of the Ape, the Apostate Ape. Here you can watch an undereducated hick from Alabama perform an intellectual takedown of the Christian faith for your entertainment. But also because I think humanity is going to be better off when we ditch these Abrahamic religions. Hello. Good morning. Well, let's see if we get another banger of a show like we did yesterday. Yesterday was a weird day. Yesterday was a weird day. Wish I could figure out how to get these. Let me try a few things. Might sound boring for a second. But anyway, just getting started up in here today. I wish I could figure out how to get these boards off here. Or get it back to two boards, I should say. I do not know how. Oh, yes, I do. I see. I've got you. There we go. That's not right either, though. Alright, how did I just do that? Let's do this one. Grid. Alright, there we go. I don't get to watch much football, actually, but it wouldn't surprise me because they've been like the best team ever for nearly a damn decade now, it seems like. Saban is the GOAT. I'm technically an Auburn fan, but I like Alabama as well. Auburn hadn't been worth the fuck to watch since like 2006 or some shit. They were badass back then, though. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. We are looking for debates with Christians up in here. Yesterday was a crazy show. Like the very first person I brought up. Thanks for the likes, by the way. That's what gets the show rolling here. I appreciate that. So the first guy I brought up yesterday picked the topic to debate Jesus fulfills zero prophecy, and I asked the fellow if he knew where the supposed prophecy about a virgin birth was, and this dude proceeded to go absolutely berserk because I questioned him on where something was in the Bible or something. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. It's on my YouTube channel, though, which is also Apostate Ape. If you want to check that out, yesterday was a insane show, but it was also weird. There was a bunch of other streamers I was watching that was having trouble getting guests as well, which I definitely got some guests yesterday, and it was a good show, but we had a little stance where we was running in between there, I think. Good morning, Rick. What's happening, buddy? Good morning. Zombie Jesus. Whenever I just ask questions, they move. Yeah, I actually don't even like using the mute button. If I get to the point I'm having to mute somebody, I usually just dump them because they're not capable of having a conversation anyway. Sometimes it just depends on the situation. Yeah, Christians do it. I know a bunch of atheists that do it too. They barely let a Christian get a word in, so we're not always perfect, unfortunately. But I've personally consider myself very generous with it. I wonder why I can't go back to a regular panel here. Anyway. That'll do, whatever. Yeah, but please tap that screen, guys. Build my likes up here. That'll get us pumping out into the world. Get us some debates in here. It never takes too long. Sometimes we have to sit around for a minute and you got to listen to me bullshit about silly stuff. But for the most part, we just keep it to debates in here. Just bring up Christians only and have what's hopefully good conversations with Christians. But I got some bangers of some topics today, I think. I don't know if they'll be drawing or off-putting, but we'll find out, I suppose. God is an unjust narcissist and liar. Jesus fulfills zero prophecy, always the fave. And Christians don't actually follow Jesus. I think that'd be some great topics, but I'm afraid I thought about it earlier and I was like, is this a little too contentious? Like, maybe off-putting, but I don't know. I feel like they're good topics though, so we're gonna try it. So see what happens. Did you know God, or did you just thought you did? Yeah, I just thought it did. Nobody actually knows God. You only have like a concept of God in your head, I think, and that's what people know when you actually just thought you know God the whole time. Kind of interesting though. It's humans for you. They're crazy. Thank you, Skeeter. I think so too. I just hope they're. I really try not to be like super antagonizing to people because I used to do the same dumb thing the Christians do. So I can. I have literally no room to talk. That's why I don't sit here and name call people or call Christians stupid. Because if I point a finger at a Christian, there's three more pointing right back at myself. So I try to take it easy on that. But I realize too, most people are coming from a good place. Like they think they're saving people with Jesus, though. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think. I just think it's a ill-informed way to go about it. So I try to take a little understanding in that because I'm trying to do the same thing. So we're basically even. It's crazy. It's crazy. We got to have conversations about some of these things, though. But I guess that's humans for you. I hear you, Zombie Jesus. I hear you, Zombie Jesus. I had no idea until I actually started the stream and talked to him. Good morning, Angry. What's up, dog? That's a cool motherfucker right there. But I never realized how many people who actually just read the Bible and converted, or deconverted, I should say, back to atheism just from the Bible. Like, I had no idea. Like, I thought it would be a kind of a rare thing. But turns out there's a whole bunch of them. I'm going to do what I can, Angry. I'm going to do what I can. Hopefully we can get some actual good conversations in here. Universal Mind, if you request it up on purpose, hang out for like maybe 1 or 2 more minutes and I'll bring you up if you're trying to debate. I think I've talked to him before, but I don't remember. I talked to so many people now, I can't remember people. I talked to a few persons before on the same live. I'm simple like that anyway. You either read the Bible and believe it, or you reject it as truth. Yeah, I just rejected it all. It's clearly not true. Not to mention, just like I got as one of my topics up here, God is an unjust narcissist and liar. I mean, I can prove all that through Scripture because it pretty much says it. So, not the type of deity I want to worship personally. Oh, heck yeah, Angry. Definitely. We'll get us all on here one time. We'll do a panel show and we'll just all jump up and chill on them. It'll be good. It'll be good. Have a good one, though, Angry. Thank you for the likes, by the way. That's what gets the show rolling in the mornings here. All right, let's go ahead and try to bring up a Universal. Maybe it's here for real. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Maybe it wasn't crazy. Universal, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, what's up, buddy? I've talked to you before, hadn't I?
Yeah, you talked to me before.
Oh, okay. What do you remember what we discussed?
Yeah, we're talking about all the powerful ways that God can actually help you throughout your life in order to defeat your enemies.
You and I talked about that? Or
Yeah, we
debated
talked
it?
about it. You'll remember. You'll remember soon.
Oh, okay. So, which one of these topics did you want to debate us on here today?
So, well, I was going to say earlier how you were saying that we could go with the narcissist thing and all this and the liar, and that really I would disagree with that. But what you were
Okay.
saying was the whole Bible is you disagree with the whole entire thing, how you think there are some falsities in there, but
Oh, yeah.
Jesus's words actually say, do not mix the new wine with the old wine skins, or else the new wine will be ruined. So if you do that, you do lose context, and they just say one God and they put that all into one thing, and it's very confusing and it destroys the power of Jesus's words.
Oh, well, I don't hold Jesus' words to no account. I don't even think he was a legit prophet, so I really don't bother with what he said.
Yeah, they're very helpful. I was my skid steer broke down, and I've been having like a little bit of a rough time, and I'm thinking about getting a new one, but I needed $10,000 really badly, and this is the way that he works. I'm just out there, just messing around, doing other jobs, and all of a
Wait,
sudden
is
somebody
this a
calls me up.
testimony or are we debating something here?
I'm telling you how the words work and how he's not a liar.
With a personal testimony story?
Uh, Basically, how the power works. I guess you could call it
Well,
that.
I don't feel like we're debating the power here. Let's just figure
You're
out that
saying that
Jesus
he's a
is or
liar.
God
That
is.
you're saying that he's a
Yeah, he's a
liar.
liar. I want to show you passages where he actually lies to people.
Do the New Testament. It has to be the New Testament because that's
Why?
Christ. If the Old
Same
Testament,
God. It's the same God from the Old Testament, isn't it?
no, that's the old prophecy. That's an old world that's gone.
Yeah, but it's the same God, isn't it?
It's no, it's a different type of thing. It's like if your
You
boss
think there's a
hired you for
different
this,
God in the Old Testament than there is in the New?
it's everything is one. Everything is one God, but those are instructions for an old world that no longer exists. When Jesus came, a new idea was formed, a new ideology, and that if you want the power and strength from that idea, it has to come from Christ's words.
Oh, I don't think
And
so. I don't even think Christ was a prophet. That's what I'm saying. I don't, and you can get that from the New Testament. I don't need the Old Testament for that. Jesus was definitely a phony.
yeah, you're what you're giving up though when you do that is you're giving up a great, powerful source that can perfect your life. It's okay for you to give that up. You may be doing so well
I
that you
did give
don't
it up.
need
Yeah,
that.
I did. Yeah.
But in order to get those treasures, you have to follow those instructions, and they're only 12 minutes long. Jesus' word is only 12 minutes long. And if you memorize those words, you're doing just like you said. You're knowing as much as you need to know of who he is and how his thought process worked in order to put himself onto your heart so that you can operate in that way.
Okay. Well, I don't hold Jesus to no account, so you'll have to show me where Jesus even has any power to give anybody any advice.
Well, he says, for instance, he said, oh, that he doesn't have any power whatsoever. Well, what he was
No,
actually
he's not
teaching
even a
is
prophet. He's a fake. He's a phony.
he was teaching. I know that you don't truly think that, so I
I
don't
do
want to go
think
into
that
that.
because he doesn't actually do anything he was supposed to do as this Messiah, and he makes false prophecies himself. So he's a liar. He lied.
Well, he said,
That's
for
the whole
instance,
point
he
of this
says,
topic here.
he says, whenever somebody does you wrong and they reject you, he says, stomp the dirt from your feet as you exit the place. And I was at a place and they kicked me out. I stomped my feet and I stomped the dirt off just as he said. And within a week or so, that place burned completely down to the ground. He has
You
rules. He's a
God
weapon.
burned a place down you didn't like.
Burned it to the ground because,
That sounds messed up, dude.
yeah, and you can see that that's
I
in
guess he
that
don't like
word.
it when people use their free will, does he?
Yeah, you specifically are God's
Whatever happened to
person.
Jesus saying never resist an evildoer? If you get
He
smacked on
doesn't,
one
he
cheek,
does,
turn the other cheek. Why? What? Maybe you should have done that.
he doesn't want you, he wants you to forgive them because as you forgive them, you sit with
So did you
him.
forgive him before he burned everything they had done?
Yeah, I went back in there and I said, hey, I'm just giving
How
you
do you?
guys one
Why
more
you reckon God
chance.
didn't forgive him?
No, he doesn't forgive. He destroys
God
your
doesn't forgive.
enemies.
Yeah.
He destroys
I
your
don't know.
enemies.
So do you think he could destroy me right now?
Um, yeah, I mean, if you were in my life and you did something to me that was horrible and it really hurt me, he would. I've had a guy that said, "Hey, come fight me right now. Show up here." I showed
I
up. He
do
didn't
remember
show
you
up.
now.
Yeah, and that guy went to St. Louis, drove up there on a motorcycle, and somebody sprayed him, and he is gone from this world. He's
Yeah,
gone.
you're the guy that had somebody vaporize in the bathroom, right?
Right, gone from this world. I even had a guy the other day that said he wanted to have a weightlifting contest with me, and he's really hard in competition because I do concrete work, and he's my hardcore competition, and we were just back and forth. I'm like, I'll out
Yeah,
weightlift
yeah.
you, fine.
Hey, I hear you, man. But I gotta let you go, buddy. We can't. I don't know if you need to be in a padded room or you're serious or this is some kind of weird story. I don't know, but I don't feel like we're gonna get to an actual debatable point here. And I'm not sure I want to debate insanity anyway. So sorry. That's just how I feel. If you don't like it, maybe God will vaporize me for you. Anyway, thanks for the heart. Oh, we got some 30 something people in here. Now we're building up. What have you paid attention? I was so enthralled with that story. I completely lost track of what was going on my screen here. I was thinking, what the fuck? God forgave them and then burned all their shit down because they was mean to the guy with the beard here. And another guy was vaporized in his bathroom because he was mean to him. So, holy moly. Yeah, Jesus did ride into Jerusalem on a donkey. Unfortunately, there's a whole lot more to that prophecy than riding a donkey, G. And Jesus didn't do any of that. Coincidentally, the only thing he did do was ride a stinking donkey. And if you read in Luke 19, it's the prophecy still didn't happen. It didn't make for peace. Jesus just cries and blames all the people for that prophecy not coming true. So, ouchies to G there. No donkey prophecy fulfilled, sorry. All right, well, let's try the next one here. I think Joe was next. Maybe Joe's still here. He had to have got enthralled in that story. I don't think anybody actually left after hearing that guy. You can't. Oh, I do understand it. You don't understand it. I've actually read the prophecy. In fact, I've got half of the actual prophecy memorized. I've read it so many times. That's how I know it's not about Jesus. It's ludicrous to say it is. For multiple reasons. If you want to come up and debate me on it, we can talk about it and I'll show you. But you don't have to come up and talk. And then I will be happy to show you. Otherwise, well, I guess we'll move on. Let's see. Hockey. Maybe Hockey's here. Hockey, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Hey, what's up, bud? Are you over 18?
Oh yeah, I'm 51.
Damn, good age. Good age there.
So I'm not here to
Are you a
debate you.
Christian?
I just want to agree with you, and I've got a couple of points that support you.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, but could you throw them in the comments? We just leave the stage up here for debate with
Sure.
Christians.
All right.
Yeah, I appreciate it though, man. We don't sometimes those tend to spiral out there, so I try to keep it to just Christians on the stage here. But anyway, if you're a Christian, come on up. If you're watching, please tap that screen. Please tap that screen. Sorry, I was getting a bunch of messages there while I was zoned out for a second. All right, let's try speed buggy here. Thanks. Speed
All right,
buggy.
I must have pushed the button by accident, man. I'm sorry. How you doing though?
Oh no. Oh, I'm doing good, man. I'll drop you back
Okay.
here. No worries.
Yep.
Yep. TikTok makes it incredibly easy to accidentally request up here. TikTok demands that you tap that screen for lives to get people up and around and all that shit. But they also make it super easy to request up. I don't know. Maybe it's some sort of trick. Herod didn't kill all the 2-year-olds either. Yeah, we know that. It's just a story, man. It's made up. And Matthew chapter 2 says that is a prophecy being fulfilled from Jeremiah 31. And that's a freaking laugh because I've read Jeremiah 31 and it doesn't have squat to do with a bunch of babies being unalived. That's absurd. It's almost like the New Testament cherry picking lines out of the Old Testament trying to make it about Jesus when contextually it has absolutely nothing to do with it. Crazy, huh? All right. Well, we ran out of the queue for the moment already. Trying to debate some folks that's not insane, hopefully. Those are the good ones. We like highly contentious but civil debates in here. If you can't talk like a normal human who don't have a stick up their bum, this ain't the place for you. Otherwise, you can say whatever you want. Let's see. Maybe Roldo is here. Roldo, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, what's up, bud? Are you over 18?
Oh, yes, way above.
Good. Are you one of the Christians?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Awesome, awesome. So which one of these topics did the Lord send you to debate us on today?
I feel led by God right now. I'm just want to make fun of you. That's all.
Oh, just make fun of me? Oh, okay.
Yes. What is the concept you have about God?
The concept I have about God? That he's
Yes.
imaginary.
The concept. Okay. Oh, so what is the imaginary God that you think doesn't exist?
The God of the Bible and every other one.
Okay, can you define it with words?
Define God?
You can define the God of the Bible. I mean,
Yeah,
you read it.
ultimate mind that created the universe, I guess. So
Okay,
if
so
I'm
you
defining the Bible God, I would define it a little differently.
so there's nothing that creates. So what do you mean by how do you define matter by itself? Is it eternal?
How do I define matter?
Yeah.
I would just look up the definition of matter.
Ooh, you don't have it then. What is matter?
Yeah.
I mean, is it eternal? Is it always changing? What is it? What is matter?
According to physics, it probably is, but I don't know. I don't claim to know. This isn't stuff I usually argue with people about because I don't know that much about it.
Well,
What I
you
do
have
know a
to
lot about is the Bible.
you have to start with
I know a
basics.
lot about the Christian God and Christian doctrine, and I know that's a
Okay.
big old joke.
But I'm telling you, what's a joke?
What's a
What
joke?
is it? What tell me, define the
Yeah,
joke.
the whole doctrine I think is a joke.
Okay, define the doctrine that you think is a joke.
Yeah, the fact that y'all think a guy came and died for all your sins and the law went away, even though Jesus never says the law's gone away, and then Jesus says to tell his, Jesus says to his followers, gives them a whole list of stuff they have to do to get to heaven, and none of them actually do it. They just ask for forgiveness when they don't. That's why I say it's a bad joke.
Again. So you don't believe in a God that died for sins?
No, that's
What do
no,
you mean?
that's preposterous. It's just a story.
Okay. So what do you mean by dying for sins?
I don't know. What do you mean by dying for sins?
Well, there's different people who believe in different ways to die for sins. Some people think that
Yeah.
God,
Well, I've read
uh,
the Old Testament and I know that no one can die for your sins. You see in Jeremiah 31, when the new covenant is formed, it literally says each will die for their own sins.
so you believe in the Bible.
No, no, no.
Because it's preposterous that you're using the Bible against the Bible.
Yeah, to show that it's not true. Yeah. See, it says a bunch of stuff is going to happen that don't happen, and it says a bunch of other stuff did happen that didn't happen, stuff like that. So I use it to prove it's not true by actually just reading it.
So again, you're using the part where it says that someone that sins cannot be. I mean, you cannot.
Yeah, that's one of
Nobody.
the contradictions I'm talking
Nobody.
about. Like when in the actual new covenant, it says each will die for their own sins forever. And then 500 years later, the New Testament comes along and says, hey, our God died for everybody's sins. So, I mean, it's absurd based on the actual words.
That's not the only one that is an apparent contradiction. There's another one that says that nobody can redeem the soul of another person because his soul is of great price. So,
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
yeah, so it'd be crazy to think Jesus died for your
I
sins.
believe that, and I still am a Christian, and there's no contradiction. It is contradiction if somebody believes in the penal substitution.
Huh. Well,
Okay,
if
I
you actually
agree.
read the words and the information they give you, it's a contradiction because one of them says one thing and the other one says the other. That's what a contradiction is.
No. You're contradicting the ones who believe that Jesus Christ paid instead of you. That's what you're
Yeah, that's
contradicting.
what you think, right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
Maybe-
so what did
God,
Jesus die for?
okay, well, that's a good question. He died. Well, the first thing we need to understand was a problem, the anthropological problem with man, with humanity, and in something you can know from the beginning. You don't need to teach a child to be selfish. You need a child to teach they are um, egotistical or prideful. They don't need to learn that. You need to have a class to be.
Shouldn't you be teaching your kids to sell everything they have and not collect up earthly goods, but do nothing but follow Jesus?
What part did you understand? I mean, I think you didn't understand what I was trying to say. The
Well,
things
I'm just
that
asking. Well, Jesus said you're not supposed to collect earth things on earth, and you're supposed to sell everything you own to be perfect. And
if you again, I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna focus on what I said again so that you can understand
okay,
what I'm saying. Okay,
yeah,
you don't need to teach people or children to be egotistical. It's in their nature. It's in their
oh,
nature.
yeah, okay.
Yes.
Like
So,
God, right? We're made in the image of God,
well, they become selfish. They become.
like God.
Uh, uh, I don't know what. That's why I'm asking you. What is the concept of God that you have?
The concept of the God of the Bible is some God who gets to do whatever he wants and does whatever he wants, whether it's evil or good. And he straight up tells you in the book that he does all this stuff for his own glory and his own amusement, which
I
is
mean,
why I call him a narcissist.
I don't think the Bible says that he does evil, but
It does. You want me to read it to you?
yes, read to me. Read to me. Yeah, yeah, come on.
What? Which
Shoot
part you
it.
want me to read here?
Oh, you said that there's a guy who does evil. Is it
Well,
moral
sure, but let's
evil?
make a quick distinguishment first. So,
Oh,
do I need to show you where it says God is evil, or do I
oh
need to
yeah,
show you where God does a bunch
yeah.
of evil shit that you don't think is evil?
Okay, okay. So we're gonna disrespect each other, right? You're gonna be using those words. Come on, show me where it says that God is an evil, moral, evil person. Show me.
I didn't say it says he's an evil person.
Oh,
I said God
that's what
does
you
evil.
said. That's
God
what
does
you
evil is
said.
what I said.
Okay, what's the evil he does? What's the evil he does?
He makes the Israelites eat their own children. He allows people to take, like, war plunder humans and own other people as property. He says to set people on fire for
So
crimes. He
so so
says to
so,
throw
so
rocks
let's
at
let's start
people
with
that they're
one. Let's start
unalived
with
if they don't bleed on their
hey,
wedding
no no
night.
no
He
no no.
says
Let's
to
start
chop women's hands off
one by
if they
one,
grab a man's
one by one.
testicles.
Hey, one by one, one by one.
Oh,
You
sorry.
said
Okay, well,
yeah
let's
yeah.
start with my favorite one. God makes the Israelites eat their own children. Is that
Okay,
evil to
where
you?
does he say? Where does he say? Eat your children.
Jeremiah 19, he says, I
Oh,
will
wait,
make them
wait,
eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters in the siege.
under what was the context?
He had Jerusalem sieged and destroyed, and he was punishing them. He was saying
Because
Jeremiah
they were saying
19, he's pronouncing, you got to let me
yeah
talk though. In Jeremiah 19, he's pronouncing a bunch of evil against, he's about to let loose on
yeah
Israel,
yeah
which he
yeah. So
does, right?
what kind of Israel? What was the character of Israel? What were they doing?
They stopped keeping his laws and turned to other gods.
Mm,
So it
Thank you.
says,
Thank you.
so the
You
people
just
are
made my
asking
point.
Jeremiah, they said,
Thank
why
you
has God
for
pronounced all
making
this
my
evil against
point.
us? So it says God is doing evil
Thank
against them.
you for making my point. Yeah, that's
I
it.
didn't make your point.
Oh yeah, you that made my point. They were doing
Yeah,
evil,
well, you made your own
and then
point that you're showing us that you
no,
don't think
you
that
you
a God
made
that
my
makes people eat their
point.
own children is evil. I get that.
You made my point. You even
Okay.
said they were disobeying the law. They were
Exactly. So, yeah, you're
yeah
making the point now that since
they were
now it's
disobeying the
justified
law.
that he can make them eat their own
No no
children,
no no
right?
no no
That
no
is
no.
that your point?
Thank you for making my point. You said they were doing
Yeah,
evil.
you're welcome, buddy. You're
Okay,
welcome.
buddy. Okay, buddy. So you see,
You're
you cannot
welcome.
understand your argument.
Yeah, they quit keeping his laws, so they deserve to be made to eat their own children.
No,
That's what
not only that.
Raldo's
No,
saying here. You're welcome. I
it
made your
wasn't.
point,
It
buddy. I
wasn't.
sure did.
It wasn't the only thing they were doing. They didn't believe him. They said,
Uh,
hey,
yeah,
listen,
it said they stopped
listen.
keeping the law and turned to other
No,
gods,
not
right?
only that. Not only he through Jeremiah, he was telling them to surrender against that king that was coming against them, and they didn't want to surrender. They wanted to
Why is
fight
there a king coming against them, sir?
because you said it. These people
Yeah.
turned
So
against God.
God sent that king to do that, didn't he?
Yeah, but he gave them a
Yeah.
chance to
So
surrender
you're saying it's
before.
justified
So,
to make people eat their
so
own
no, it
children
was
in
not. It
certain
was not
circumstances, right?
justified. No, 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 no. It
Right?
was
Ain't
the
that what you're
logical
saying?
consequence. It was the logical. Let's put it this way. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, so you're
If I
saying
tell,
it's
if I'm
okay
telling you,
sometimes to make people
listen,
eat their
listen,
own
listen, listen,
freaking children. We hear
listen,
you.
listen,
We know we
listen,
got
listen,
your
listen.
point. Yeah,
No,
I
no, no,
made
no,
your
no,
point.
no, 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 no. Listen, if
That's
somebody
what you're
who's
saying. You're saying they
hey,
turned from the law, so they
listen,
deserved it.
listen. If somebody who's stronger than you, and then he knows how to fight better. And I'm trying to stop you to fight against him, but you say, nah, 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 I'm gonna fight him.
Yeah, some people would actually fight
Hey
for
man,
something even if they're
he's
going to
gonna
lose,
fight
you
you.
know.
He's gonna beat you down. He even has some weapons, and you have nothing. And you're, nah, I don't care. I don't care. I think that I'm gonna make it. So you're gonna get your life destroyed. And if I say, "Ah, I'm gonna let you fight
Oh,
them,"
yeah? Who sent that big old thug to destroy my life?
don't tell me that. You just fall into my
Who
hands.
sent the big old thug to destroy my life?
Oh, they were coming
Oh,
because
God did. Oh, that's right. It was your
and you
God.
know
Yeah, your
why?
God pronounced all these
No,
evils
no,
against
no, no,
them. And yeah,
no.
it literally says
It
evil.
was
Yeah.
the logical consequence of showing the
Yeah,
treasures. The
exactly. I've been saying
treasures.
that for the last 5 minutes while
Yes,
you've been
the
babbling on. I'm
treasures. No,
agreeing
no,
with
no.
you.
You are inconsequential because if you
No,
don't
I'm
understand
agreeing
context,
with you. I'm agreeing with you.
no. I'm telling you, what was happening before was that
Yeah, you're saying it's okay that he made them eat their own children because they
no,
stopped keeping his laws.
no. It was the logical consequence of not believing in God.
Yeah, exactly. You think it's okay to have people eat their own children because they don't believe in the right God.
So if I
Thank you.
tell you, don't fight this man who's very strong, and you're like,
Exactly.
I don't
Thank you
care,
for showing
I
us
don't care.
all that you
No, no,
don't
no, no.
care if people have
Then
to eat their own
oh,
children because they're
oh,
not
so
worshiping your
I'm
God.
telling you, that you're so
That's why I
foolish.
do this show is to expose
You're
ideas
so
like
foolish.
this. And it's
You
on
don't
full display
understand. No,
right
no,
now.
listen. So I'm telling you, don't fight this man. He's gonna beat you down. No, I don't
Yeah,
care. I
yeah.
want to fight back.
Yeah, the
Then
man
you're
God sent it to beat you down.
inconsequential,
Yeah.
illogical. That's the way you are. See?
Yeah, it's logical that that's a inferred punishment. He ran finally. I think he got too caught in his own story there. Yep, y'all heard it first. Y'all heard it there, folks. Hey, they had it coming. They wasn't worshiping the right God. They deserve to be made to eat their own children. Congratulations, buddy. You really defeated me. I bow down. Dude, Rick, yeah, for real, dude. And I've been saying it from the start. That's why I do this, is to expose that danger. And I also say all the time that I know Christians that are they're better than me. They're the best motherfuckers I have ever met in my life. They are not a danger to anyone. The danger is in the ideology itself, the ever present danger. And that's why I do this, ultimately. Also for entertainment, though. And if I'm being honest, and just like to debate. Even though I want to rip my motherfucking hair out half the time. Oh boy, oh boy. All right, so we got like 3 or 4 people in the queue. What we got? Damn, 50 something people in here now. Thank y'all. Please tap the screen. I'm up to 1,004 followers. That's awesome. I finally passed 1,000. I wonder if TikTok will like give me money now or something. Ain't that how it works? Like you get 1,000 followers and they give me money. Give me some money, I'll take it. That'd be really cool. Thank you for the follow, Rick. Thank you, everybody, for all the engagement. Hey, if you think I'm crushing the Christians in here, welcome. I hope you're entertained. Are you not entertained? And if you're a Christian thinking I'm getting crushed by the other Christians, are you not entertained? Hey, we're all even here. We all think the same shit about everybody else. So that's a big old circle jerk of being even. Got me some chocolate milk. All right, let's see here. All right, let's try to bring up the next one. I think DVA. Holy crap! I just went up to like 10. I think DVA. Let's see if DVA is still here. DVA. To argue with a demon. Am I a demon? Am I a demon? There's your danger of Christianity. They call everybody else demons. They really don't care if you unalive demons. The brain rot that comes with this is unreal. Alright, let's see. Unfleshed, I don't mind talking to you, but you're going to have to hang out for a while and try to get some people I haven't talked to before. I think it was yesterday we talked to him. Unfleshed was actually pretty nice from what I remember. Alright, let's try real. Some of these have been on here for a minute, so I'm probably going to fly right through them, you know. Thank you for the heart. Y'all please tap that screen for me. We got 3,000 likes right now. I've only been on for 30 or 40 minutes so far. Let's see if we can get that out to today. Let's shoot for 590,000 likes. So let's keep rolling. See if we can get to 950,000 likes. I think that's what I said again. 590,000. I think I went Liz Dixit. Sorry. All right, so let's try cognitive here. That doesn't sound like it. Cognitive, you there?
I sure am.
Awesome. Or you're not a Christian, are you?
Absolutely.
Oh, you are a Christian. Good, good. So, which one of these topics you want to debate us on here today?
I'll debate the narcissism and liar.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think God's a liar because there's passages where he lies to people.
Oh, real quick. Show me where he's a liar.
So when I show you, you're gonna admit that he's a liar?
If you can, I would accept, but I would find it very hard. Hang on, I'll explain why. So Lee Strobel, are you familiar with who he is?
No.
Okay, so Lee Strobel in the 80s and 90s, become famous, it was more difficult in that time, was a devout atheist like yourself. Actually sought out to prove Jesus Christ was fake and the Bible was false, just like you've claimed.
He's a liar. He was never a real atheist.
Okay, so again, that's your opinion, and you aren't the designee to determine that, but I will explain.
Sure.
So he did go out and he did say that in his own words that he could not prove that Jesus Christ was fake and the Bible was not real. He actually said the contradictory.
Oh.
So we can use him as a base if you'd like.
I don't even know who that is. Why would I use him as a base?
Well, so I use him as a base because it's easier for yourself to become more faces.
About God being a liar.
Absolutely.
Why do we
can go that
these Strobels?
Because you're 1,000 followers, he had millions.
So
obviously he's got more people.
Man.
Sure, understood.
Been
yes, but
since the 80s or 90s.
Yeah, and he didn't have TikTok to get famous. He actually had to write books. So real quick, go ahead and show me where you think he's a liar, and I'll try to prove it.
So when I show you that God is in fact lying here, you're going to admit he's a liar.
Remember, hang on. So real quick, what is a lie? Can you explain that as well?
A lie
is that a subjective thing?
It's giving someone false information intentionally.
Okay, so you would also have to explain how lies cannot be subjective as well. So we'll try to do this, but I'll show you where you have lies are very subjective. You cannot sit here and say that
information intentionally.
So prove it.
Lies. I will prove it, but we're gonna.
All right, let's go.
I'm not giving you a way to bullshit your way out of it before we've even read it.
So I'm actually not giving you that same opportunity. That's why I'm establishing the base as well.
This is.
Well, you're going to need it today.
Straight up says God is putting lies in the mouth of the prophets.
Let's go.
And then you're going to make excuses for it and say, "Well, it's subjective."
No, not excuses. I'm just going to interpret differently than you and explain where it actually is.
Well, we haven't even read it yet. How do you know you're going to be able to?
It's going to be impossible to prove he's a liar, but I'm going to try to entertain your theory.
No, it's going to say that he's a liar, and then you're going to make excuses why it doesn't actually mean what it says. This is what's going to happen here, right?
Well, I thank God that you're a crystal ball. In fact, since you have one, give everybody in the chat the Powerball numbers today so we can be rich.
That's how it always goes. I'm just going with probability here. Like you read words.
Well, probability from what I'm showing.
The prophet's mouth, and then you're going to say, "Oh, it wasn't actually lies. It was actually truth because of Lee Strobel."
Well, I've also shown that probability, if you're an atheist and you research the Bible and do your due diligence, you do not become an atheist, you become a Christian. So we actually both have bases here. Actually. I found someone on a global scale. You found people on TikTok. Differences.
Oh, well, I'm talking to you, aren't I? Are you there, Cogn?
Yeah, I'm here. So let's go ahead and go with your verse.
I'm not talking to Lee Strobel, so I don't know why Lee Strobel is a factor in this conversation.
You said I'm going to show you
out of something when we haven't even read it.
No, I know it's hard to keep up with me. Let me help you. So real quick, I understand that you're trying to prove from your experience that Christians will not be able to defend their faith. And from mine, I'm showing
you do defend it. You just BS your way out of it.
Right, in your opinion, though. Just make sure you say that and you feel better about yourself.
Sure.
Because it's not a fact.
Well, there's about 60 people watching right now, so we're going to read it. Right. It's going to say that God's putting lies in the mouths of the prophets, and then we'll see what excuses.
And we'll research it together. Let's do it, buddy.
Okay, I'm going to start reading it, verse 15 in 1 Kings chapter 22. You ready?
All right, I'll pull it up too. Yep.
All right, yep. It'll only take a minute to read the little 2 paragraphs here. It says, when
he had come to 1 Kings chapter 2. Which verse was
22.
it? 22. Okay.
1 Kings 22, verse 15. It says, when he had come to the king said to him, Micaiah, shall we go to Ragoth Gilead to battle, or shall we refrain? He answered him, Go up in triumph. The Lord will give it to the hand of the king. But the king said to him, How many times must I make you swear to tell me nothing but the truth in the name of the Lord? And Micaiah said, Okay, I saw all Israel scattered on the mountains like sheep that have no shepherd. And the Lord said, These have no master. Let each one go home in peace. The king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, Did I not tell you that he would not prophesy anything favorable about me, but only disaster? Then Micaiah said, Therefore hear the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne with the host of heaven standing beside him to the right and to the left. And the Lord said, Who will entice Ahab so that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? Then one said one thing and one said another, until a certain spirit came forward and stood before the Lord, saying, I will entice him. How? Asked the Lord. He replied, I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. Then the Lord said, You are to entice him, and you shall succeed. Go out and do it. So you see, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these prophets. The Lord has decreed disaster for you. So now let's hear your excuses for why God didn't put lying spirits in the mouths of the prophets.
That's a fantastic statement. What do you mean? This is an amazing story from Micaiah and the prophecies against Ahab.
Yep.
Yes.
So you see, the Lord has
how does it make him a liar?
Spirit in the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these your prophets. You understand how words work, right?
I do know how words work. Do you know how to interpret the Bible? Because it doesn't sound like you do a very good job at it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I just read the words and what they actually say.
Right, so you're the interpreter. By your accounts, this is saying that God was a liar.
The Lord put a lying spirit in the mouth of the prophets, right?
So how is that a lie that he didn't put it in?
You don't know how that's a lie? Do you know how lies work?
I do not see that as being a lie. I see that as truth.
The words of the Lord? Yeah,
no. Certain prophets do not speak the word of the Lord.
I told y'all that's what this guy was going to say. It's going to say lies, and he's going to call it truth. Congratulations, buddy. It looks like I'm a prophet.
Exactly. Prophets do not speak nothing but the words of the Lord.
I said, this is going to say lies, and you're going to call it truth.
Actually, it's not a lie. It's the truth that he did give him the lying spirit, yes?
No, he lied to him. They deceived him, so he would
No, he did not. I'm so sorry. You failed to prove your point that God is a liar. So now let's move on to your second point.
No, I did prove my point.
In your opinion, you might have proved that.
Lies in the mouth, and you're going to say it's truth, and that's
no,
where
sir.
This is going to go.
So you have to prove that God lied, and you could not.
How did I possibly know this was going to happen? Oh, so just reading where it says the Lord has.
There's a reason why you only have 1,000 followers is because you cannot gauge your audience to tell any kind of truth. It's just really entertainment for yourself and others. But you failed to prove that he was a liar.
Oh, so you see, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these your prophets. So who put lying spirits in the mouths of the prophets?
What do you mean who put the lying spirits?
I just read it 4 times. Who put the lying spirit in the mouth of the prophets?
Satan did, buddy.
Satan did. So when it says the Lord has put a lie in your mouth, you read that as Satan put a truth in his mouth, right?
No, that's not how I read that, hero.
This is freaking pathetic.
I'm pathetic. You're failing to prove your point, but I'm pathetic.
How can you read something and take the exact opposite of what the words say? It says the Lord did this. So, you read that as Satan. It says these are lies.
Yes.
And you read that as truth. Are you serious?
That's correct.
I'm not even sure you're a real person. Are you trolling me?
I'm not sure that you're able to articulate yourself properly, defending yourself and your narrative.
I just read the book.
You failed to prove what you didn't read the book. You wanted your narrative. You went into the book with your narrative.
You can't.
No. It's okay. It's okay. I'll help you really quick. Calm down. Deep breath. Control your emotions. 1,
I think your name's just trying to
3.
Say
Deep breath. 1, 2, 3.
This is like a big
exhale.
Joke, right?
1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. So real quick.
This is a big
prove
joke,
to me that God lied. I'm still waiting on that fact.
Has put a lying spirit in the mouth of these your prophets.
So if it's not a lie that he put it in, then how did he lie?
Who put the lie there?
Just by your conjecture.
Who does it say put the lie there?
Thanks. You just read it. The Lord did.
Oh,
you said he put the lying spirit. Satan makes the lies, buddy. Satan makes the lies.
Oh, so when it says the Lord put a lie in the mouth, you actually read that as Satan, right?
No. That's not what I said.
I'm just reading it
I
wrong.
said
It says the Lord, but
I'm
it actually
taking your
means
narrative.
Satan, so I got it all wrong,
So
right?
so if I say, okay, let's just go off your narrative here. If I say that I did
You
something
mean what I just
evil,
read, the words? You want to go off the words narrative? Is that what you mean?
apostate ape, I encourage you to do a little bit more research. It's going to be very
I
difficult for you to
encourage you to
prove your
actually read what the
narrative.
Bible freaking says, man, because
Deep,
this is insane.
deep
I
breath. It's
seriously
okay.
don't even know if you're being
Control your
serious right now
emotions.
or not. All
Control
right.
your emotions. It's okay.
Well, have a good one, buddy.
I know. I get you to
I can't
disconnect
even.
because you
Yeah, I
lost.
know. We could. Yep. We can't even tell. I seriously don't even know if you're being serious right now. This is. I mean, I really don't know. I don't know. It could go either way because you hear legit arguments like this all the time, and they're being dead serious. But his name's Cognitive Dissonance, and like he's literally displaying that right now. So I don't know. I don't know. I tell you what. Throw a 1 in the chat if you think he was being for real, and throw a 2 in the chat if you think he was just doing a pretty convincing troll. But like, how? Like, I just don't understand. Like, there's the ones. Wow. Shit. I was trying to give him a little credit. 2. Yeah, I'm not sure, y'all. I don't know. I really don't know. If that was a troll, it was a really good troll because I literally have conversations just like that all the time. I mean, that's why I called it like that. I said, I'm going to read this. It's going to say, God put, I literally told him the exact words I was about to read. I said, I'm going to read this, and it's going to say that God put lies in the mouths of the prophet. And I said, what you're going to say is, this somehow means truth, right? And he says, oh, no, I'll admit it. What happened? You all saw it there, didn't you? We all saw what happened. That's why I can't tell. Like, oh boy, if he was being serious, that's just freaking sad, man. But I don't even know. I don't know. Can't tell, y'all. Unfortunately, sarcasm and what do you call it? Satire is lost in religion. Like, you can literally say the craziest shit you can think of, and nobody knows if you're joking or just telling a joke or what. I mean, like, you can't do it. So it's pretty. Holy shit! There's 75 people in here right now. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Hopefully that was a. I hope that was a real debate. Like, if he was a troll, that was kind of scary because that was fooled a little too easy, I think. But then again, you can't tell. You can't tell. Anyway, if you're a Christian and you want to come up and talk and correct me on all this nonsense I just said, if you want to explain to us how a God putting a lying spirit in the mouth of prophets is actually Satan putting truth in the mouth of prophets, like the last guy said, we'd love to hear that explanation. Like, yeah, I know. That's what that's what really made me think he might be a troll. I'm like, it literally says the Lord has put a lying spirit. Like, so does the Lord mean Satan? Does the Lord mean Satan now? Which I can actually pull up some verses. It's pretty hilarious. Like 2 Samuel 24, when David takes the census. If you read 2 Samuel's version, it literally says the Lord incited David to do this, right? But if you read Chronicles version, it says Satan incited David to do the exact same thing. So that's why I don't know, man. I really don't know. This book is so fucking confusing. It literally, that was the mindset that this book produces on people. Like, you get so lost in your spinning wheels of trying to make sense of this mess. It just throws you into a complete tizzy. And then has the apostate ape wanting to rip his freaking hair out. And I was not worked up. He would know if I was worked up and needed to calm down. He would know if I was worked up and needed to calm down. I only get worked up like that when I get jacked on Mountain Dews. And for the most part, I just drink chocolate milk. I wonder if there's any other mortals on the planet that drink as much chocolate milk as I do. Yeah, my perspective is that when it says the Lord put lies in the mouth of the prophet, that it means the Lord put lies in the mouth of the prophet. Like, I don't know many other ways to interpret that. But apparently, you can interpret it however the fuck you want. Because apparently, to some, that means Satan put truths in the mouths of the prophets. It's like, oh man, let's just let's read the exact opposite of what the words actually said there. Anyway, so let's try We got several people in the queue. I'm sure some of them's been here for a minute, so I doubt they're still there. So we'll have somebody else up in just a second. Oh, so y'all hang out. Please tap the screen in the meantime. We're up to 4,000 likes. We are aiming for 590,000 likes today. So I would appreciate if y'all would wiggle your thumbs and tap that screen. That would be great. Let's get to 595,000. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I don't add up to Lee Strobel either, y'all. My 3 or 4 months I've been doing this now. I haven't accumulated millions of followers, and that's why. Maybe Solid's here. Solid, are you there?
So lit, yes.
Awesome. Are you over 18?
Yep. Very
You a
much.
Christian?
I mean, I'm a believer. You can call it what you want. Call it Christian, follower of the way, whatever.
Well, what do you call it?
I don't put a title on it, bro. I just do I just do what the Spirit tells me to do.
What
It's everyone
spirit? What
else.
spirit
It's
are you
everyone
talking
else who puts names and titles and all this. That does all that. Everyone really, truly is just lost their way, and I'm not about that. You know what I'm saying? While everybody's running towards the cliff, jumping off, I'm going the other way, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just
about?
like
I hear you.
Christ.
Let's go the other way, away from this book, right?
So what's up?
You tell me, which one of these topics you want to debate us on today?
Let's see what you got going on.
We
So
have
you're a
God is an
former
unjust
Christian.
narcissist and liar. Jesus fulfills zero prophecy, and Christians don't actually follow Jesus.
hmm
Which, if you're not a Christian,
Well, I mean,
that's not going to be.
I'm not here to prove you wrong or prove
Thank
you
you for that.
right. You know, I get it where you're coming from, especially as a former Christian. Like you
Well,
should
do we have
already
something
know
we can debate,
yourself.
though?
You should already know yourself that the Bible, yes, is full of a lot of misleading things and contradictions. But what would you expect when it's written by man? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if the book was
I would expect people would
absolutely wait,
realize that and realize it has
hang
no
on,
actual
hang
credence.
on, time out. Slow your
No,
roll
no,
down,
we
slow your
can't.
roll. I know you're
We ain't starting this already, bro. You ain't running this show, especially in the first few seconds. Yikes. I don't think he was a Christian anyway. We couldn't. I was trying to ask him, what are we actually debating here? All right, let's try it for Mac. Maybe Mac's in here.
How you
Mac,
doing,
are
my
you
man?
there?
Yeah, how
Hey,
you
what's
doing?
up, buddy? I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Are you over 18?
I'm over team. I'm a follower of the way. I'm family
I
with
hear you.
God
So
Jesus Christ.
you are a Christian?
It's not Christ, it's Christ.in. But yeah, I'm a follower of the way. I'm family
Okay,
with
cool.
God Jesus
Well,
Christ.
which one of these topics you want to debate us on today?
Oh, the narcissist thing. You said you call him a narcissist, and what else you said?
Yeah.
God
It
is
says
an
God is an
unjust.
unjust narcissist and liar.
Okay, yeah. On that part, yeah, we can go with
You want to
that one.
debate that part?
Yeah, I want to find
Did you
out
hear
what
what I
part.
read earlier?
No, I just caught the tail end of it. I didn't really
Okay,
catch.
so if I read you a passage where it says God is putting lies in the mouths of his prophets to deceive people intentionally, will you admit he's a liar?
No, I would say
Oh.
on that
So it
issue.
don't matter what it says?
No. It matters the text. I say to the text, but we have to go to the context of the text, to the part
Okay.
of the people who he did it like with Ahab. Ahab had some prophets, and he said, "What are we gonna do to take Ahab to his death?" The one said this, one said that. Finally, a spirit came forth and said, "I'll be a lion prophet, a lion spirit through his prophet." He said, "Go forth." That would happen. So see,
Yeah.
God. Then it says God put a lion spirit in his prophets, right?
Yeah.
To take
So
Ahab
God
to
made
his
him
death.
lie to the man, yeah.
Well, no, what it was, Ahab prophets was already deception and already was liars and always was false prophets. And they was already doing
Oh, well,
everything
this
ungodly.
says the Lord put a lying spirit in the mouth of the prophets.
Exactly. So what
Exactly.
happened,
So God put lies in their mouth.
they was already doing, he allowed Satan to go and deceive his prophets
Where does
because
it
his
say
prophet.
that? This says the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of your prophets.
Exactly. Because
Exactly.
Ahab,
So the Lord put them there, not the devil. You're having the exact same argument as the last guy just did.
okay, let's read the
It
text.
says God did it.
I know, but let's read the text though.
I just did. It says, so you see, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these your prophets.
Okay. And what was it? What was his prophets already doing? Did you say about that? Did you testify about that
What?
part?
Because God was putting the lies in their mouth.
No. Okay, this was in heaven, right?
So in the context of the story, they can't figure out how to unalive Ahab. So God has a meeting about it to decide how to do this. And a spirit pipes up and says, I know, let's just lie to the guy. And God's like, I love it. Let's do that. So he puts the lies in the mouths of his prophets, and Ahab's unalived. I mean, that's the context.
Well, no, it was in heaven, right? In heaven, so when things
Yeah.
gonna happen,
Ahab
we
wasn't
got
in heaven.
no. I'm saying God is in heaven. So what in heaven, right?
Yeah.
God
Oh, I
was
thought,
God.
you don't think he's omnipresent?
Yes, he has, but he has
Oh, he
elders.
is omnipresent.
I know, but he has elders, which are celestial beings. So they decide cases and what's going to happen to certain physical beings. So he said, "Well, what are we going to do to take Ahab to his death?" He was going to his death. All right. So he just wanted to.
Well, God's trying to figure out how to get him there.
No, he already knows how he's going to get him there. He's
No,
having.
he didn't. That's why I had a meeting. It says they popped up,
Let's
and
read
one
it.
said this, and one says that. And okay. It says, then Micaiah said, therefore hear the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne with all the hosts of heaven standing beside him, to the right and to the left of him. And the Lord said, who will entice Ahab so that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? Then one said one thing and another said another, until a certain spirit came forward and stood before the Lord, saying, I will entice him. And the Lord says, how? And he replied, I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. Then the Lord said, you are to entice him. You shall succeed. Now go out and do it. So you see, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these your prophets.
Okay, now did you go back up to that? He said to Ramoth Gilead. He was already going to take him up to Ramoth Gilead, and he was already going to be deceased at Ramoth
Yeah,
Gilead.
but he wasn't going to go unless he got a good prophecy about it. That's
No,
what
he was going.
saying here.
No. If you go back
Yeah.
up there, go back up to the verse. You missed it because you
Yeah,
kept reading.
he asked the prophet. He said, "Shall we go to battle or not?" And the guy says, "Yeah." He goes, "Are you lying?"
It was
And the
going
guy's
anyway.
like, "Yeah."
If you listen to what
So
God
no,
said,
he wasn't going anyway. He was getting a prophecy about it.
okay, read it again. I'm gonna show you where I'm tell you where.
It says, when he had come to the king said to him, Micaiah, shall we go to battle or shall we refrain? So he's asking him, shall we go or shall we not? You understand that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he answered him, go up and triumph. The Lord will give it into the hand of the king. But the king said to him, how many times must I make you swear to tell me nothing but the truth in the name of the Lord? Then Micaiah said, I saw all Israel scattered on the mountains like sheep that have no shepherd. And the Lord said, these have no masters. Let each of them go home in peace. The king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, did I not tell you that he would not prophesy anything favorable about me, only disaster? So he wasn't talking about lies there. He was talking about something disastrous.
No, I'm talking about what the conversation with God had, and he already said what was going to happen. And he said one said this, one said that before that part. That's what I'm saying. To that part.
Yeah, he was looking for ideas on how to unalive Ahab.
No, he had
and
already
one of them
said.
popped up and said, let's lie to him. And God said, yeah, I love it. Let's do that. Go do it. You'll succeed. And he does it. It literally says, the last line there says, so you see, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these your prophets. The Lord put a lying spirit in their mouths.
It's just 1 Kings, right?
1 Kings chapter 22, yes.
Oh, let me get there. I'm going to show what I mean.
I don't understand how it's not any clearer than that. So you see, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these your prophets. Like, it literally says the Lord is putting a lying spirit in their mouth.
Okay. Okay, what verse you had started at?
I read, that's in verse 23.
I'm talking about the first verse you read about Micaiah. You see chapter 22?
When I read the whole, when I read the whole two little paragraphs there, I read it in 15. You want to take a time out and then go read it and come back so you can?
Well, no, I read it. I'm just saying. What I'm saying is, I want to show you right here when God said, "Ramoth."
I already know what it says, man. I've read it 3 times this morning already. I know what you're talking about. I just don't agree that he's saying or means what he means there necessarily. He's asking who will entice Ahab so that he may go up and fall. He's saying who's going to entice him to go fall. One of them pipes up and says, hey, I will. I'll lie to him to entice him. And God says, yeah, that's a great idea. Go do that.
So I'm saying when God said to Ramoth Gilead, he already said that he was going to take him to Ramoth Gilead, and he was already going to do that. Then he said, "What are we gonna do to take him to his death?" And then he
Yeah, I know.
told,
He's trying to figure out how to take him to his death, right?
no, he already said it in the earlier verses.
No, he hasn't yet. He's trying to figure out how. That's why they're getting ideas. It says that some of them said this and some of them said that. And it says finally a spirit pops up. And he says, hey, I know, I'll entice him with a lie. That's the whole point of this little story here, for weird as it is. God has no problem trying to unalive people. Like, he tries to unalive Moses at some point, apparently.
Okay, in verse 19 he said, "I saw the Lord sitting on the throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing by him, on his right hand and on his left. And the Lord said, Who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead?" You see that right there?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to fall.
Mm-hmm.
Because God said he's going to fall at Ramoth Gilead. So
Right, he's trying to figure out how to unalive him at Gilead. Exactly. No. He's saying, who's going to do this?
He's asking them a question to see.
I know that. He's getting advice that says some said this, some said that, and finally a spirit pops up and says, I will entice him. And the Lord says, how? And he replied, he says, I will go out and be a lying spirit. He's saying, I'm going to go lie to him. And God says, yeah, I love that. Go lie. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know what the contention is here.
No, the contention is that, hold on, that's the KJV. Okay, let me get here. That's one. There we go. No.
So you see, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these your prophets. The Lord has decreed disaster for you.
Okay, yeah. Now.
It's literally saying the Lord put lies in their mouths. Okay, prophets speak the words of the Lord through their own mouth. That's what prophets are, or do.
Okay, in verse 20, he said, who will entice Ahab into attacking Ramoth Gilead and going to his death? Right there, he's telling he's going to his death, right? I
know that.
So he was already going to go to his death regardless.
That's what I've already said this. I've already said. I said they're trying to figure out how to unalive him up here. He needs someone to go and entice him to unalive.
Well, no, I'm saying God already pronounced that he was going to die right here. Well, my thing
I've already said that.
Okay, but I'm saying, okay, as to what you said on your prompt, how is God a liar?
Because he put lies in the mouths of the prophets. Prophets speak the words of the Lord. That's what prophets do. So if God put these words in their mouths, that's God lying. And it says, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these your prophets. So God is lying to them. Or Ahab.
No. So see, have you looked at verse 23? The Lord has decreed disaster.
Yeah, I've read it like 18 times already on this live. Okay, so you see, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these your prophets. The Lord has decreed disaster for you. That's the 19th time I read that one.
Okay, now so I'm finna show you. I'm gonna go to Isaiah 45 verse 7.
Oh boy.
So you can understand the rules and laws of heaven.
I love Isaiah 45. Go ahead. Cyrus, God's instrument, the one and only named Messiah in the entire book of Isaiah. I form the light and I create darkness. I make will and I create woe. I, the Lord, do all these things.
See that?
Kind of saying God's evil, ain't it?
Nope. It's saying I am the Lord. Oh. There's no other. I form the light and create darkness. I bring prosperity and create disaster. I, the Lord, do
so
all
God
these things.
Creates disasters for people. That's congratulations.
Exactly.
Because he made very all loving or all merciful, does it?
No, it is all loving because we have rules.
Oh, bringing disaster on people is all love?
Yeah, because listen, this is what it is. This is how it works, right? You have celestial beings that don't break God's laws. We have physical beings that do break God's laws. So when you break God's laws, you are an enemy of God.
Right. Yeah, like using Isaiah is not a good, like, to me, this bolsters the case that God is a narcissist.
But I don't understand. Okay, so you're trying to tell me
in chapter 48 it says, for my own sake I do it. Why should my name be for pain? My glory I will give to no other. It's literally saying God does all this for God. He don't give a shit. He's doing all this for his own glory and his own amusement. That's narcissistic.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, no, think about this though. Okay, so
did you just say exactly?
No, yeah, but listen, because I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah, exactly.
say for instance, like say you, right? I'm gonna use you for example. Say you created all of this, right? And you got rules and you got standards that you go by, and you
That I
never break your
violate
rules.
constantly. Yeah.
No, I'm saying you don't violate. I'm saying you got rules
Oh,
and
yeah. God
that
does that a whole bunch in here.
I'm talking about you though as a person. Say you created all this and you don't know what nobody knows what it takes for you to keep this going. You established it, you created it. Now, you made beings. Now, some beings you made broke your laws. The other beings stayed true to everything you're saying. Now, you kick those beings out and you put them here. The beings that stayed true and still obeying everything you're saying and watching you. They're living by your laws, they're doing by your laws and doing your rules. The other beings, they wanted to take over everything you own, murk you, and the beings you had, but they got kicked out. So now they're here, and then he created some other stuff here. The other beings he kicked out destroyed those beings, all right, and murking those beings and doing evil here. And the other beings are still watching these beings. So when we get here, right, the physical beings of the earth, which is like Ahab and us and everything else going on, we're doing things that's ungodly. They're breaking the rules still. So now, you telling me that God is a narcissist, but he still have celestial beings that's keeping the rules of what God says? I don't think so.
What would you think if I was this God you're talking about, and one person screwed up, and I unalived 70,000 other people as a result? Would you say that was unjust?
No, I said that was just. You told me with David, right?
Oh, you would? Yeah.
I'll say with the David, right?
All right. Well, in what crazy universe is that considered justice?
Because those 70,000 that did got murked, they was doing sins and crimes and all that.
That's not what it says. Sounds like you're making that up.
No, that's facts. They wasn't sinless.
It says explicitly that God incited David to count the people. So David counted them. And then apparently that was the wrong answer.
Did you read the Hebrew?
I can't read Hebrew, man.
I know, but I'm talking about the Hebrew version. It got the Hebrew and the English beside it. It said moved.
Well, I can't read Hebrew.
I know, but no, the English version got it. It says moved.
Well, it says he was enticed. The move means the same.
No.
He was moved. He was enticed. It was the same difference.
Yeah, but move is different because
well,
the
whatever.
other one,
he was moved to count the people. God told him to count them, so he did. And for the awful crime of counting people, David even says in that passage, "I have sinned. Why are you punishing them for what I did?" Because he counted people, and you're telling me this is justice that one person counted somebody and God unalived 70,000 freaking people as a result. That's justice to you.
No, I'm gonna show you. Let's go there and look at it though. I want to go look at it. I'm showing you what I'm talking.
All right.
Because you got to go to 2 Samuel, then you got to go to is it First Chronicles?
Yeah, verse 17 it says, when David saw the angel who was destroying the people, he said to the Lord, I alone have sinned, and I, the shepherd, have done evil. But these sheep, what have they done? Let your hand, I pray, be against me and against my father's house. So, like, David's literally accepting that he's the one that messed up, not 70,000 other people.
I know, but okay, let's slow down a little bit and read that verse and look at David in his arrogance and how he's speaking and talking to the Creator like he can. Just because whatever the Creator does, it don't matter. God can do what he want to do. And David is speaking like, I did this, so I should be doing. No,
that's just another reason that I think he's a narcissist.
I know, but no.
How dare you talk to me like that? I'll unalive 70,000 people over here. That's narcissistic, man.
No.
You're talking about an all-knowing, all-loving, powerful ruler of the universe, and he's getting mad that this dude's talking to him a certain way. Like, come on.
No. It's not about that. I'm gonna tell you what it's about. And in the first verse, he told David to do something else, and David did what he wanted to do. So even after David did, he didn't do what God told him.
David did what he told him.
No, he didn't. Let's go back to the first verse and read.
Yes, he did.
Go to verse 1. See what I'm gonna show you.
Verse 1. Again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he incited David against them, saying, go count the people of Israel and Judah. Like, God literally just told him to go count them.
I know, but listen. Slow down and read the first verse.
Again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he incited David against them, saying, go and count the people of Israel and Judah.
He was already upset with, he said the anger of the Lord was against Israel already. And then he told David, look, he was already upset with Israel. They was already going to get
He was upset with David.
No, but before that, read the first verse and stop before
it was David. David takes responsibility. That's what I've already read. It says, I have sinned. Why are you bringing evil against these people and not me?
Okay, I'm going to get there. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, right here, see, again, the anger of the Lord burned against Israel.
Yeah, again, he's mad at them all the time.
They was already sinning, right? Listen, they was already doing what they was doing. Okay, before
So
that,
where does
before,
it say? What does it say the sin of the 70,000 Israelites were in this passage?
they was already doing ungodly things. They was doing. They
Like
was
what?
doing. They was.
Like
They was.
what? What does it say?
They was doing altars, like altar sacrifices, and not doing it.
Okay, where does it say that? Show me.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna get there. And then I'm gonna show you. What happens. See the comma right there, and he incited David against them, saying, "Go and take a census of Israel and Judah." David didn't do that. David went and counting his fighting men and putting himself in his glory. And look what I got. This is
Yeah,
God's.
and then
this,
all of a
this
sudden
belong-
God's mad and unaliving 70,000 people because David counted people.
Do you remember what Moses
What
did?
an awful, awful crime. How could he count people? I can't
No,
believe
he didn't.
did
No,
that.
it's for he counted. God didn't tell him to go count the fighting men.
Again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he incited David against them, saying, Go, count the people of Israel. Who told David to go count the people right there?
He said count
Who's
Israel
he?
and Judah.
Who's
God.
he?
The order was to
Oh,
go
so
count.
God told David to go do
Yeah.
it.
What David did, go to he counted the fighting. He counted the fighting men.
Do you realize what you're saying here?
No. You're not listening. Understand it. He counted the fighting men.
I
God
don't
said
think
go
you're
count.
understanding.
I know what he did. He didn't do what God said do.
Oh, so
Moses-
he counted the wrong people, so God unalived 70,000 people. My
No,
bad.
they,
I didn't
no, he
understand.
no. Listen, no. He was already listen. In the first verse, he was already upset with them anyway. They was already gonna get it.
Oh,
it
yeah,
wasn't-
he was mad again, yeah.
Yeah, they was already gonna get it.
You know how
because
many
they was-
passages in the Old Testament start off by saying again the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel?
Yeah, they was following other.
Yeah,
Okay,
a
let's.
lot. Like it's like
A lot
this
of time,
recurring
yeah,
thing.
all
It's
the
almost
time.
like God's insane that he keeps trying the same thing over and over again and it never works.
Hey, do you know the thing about Jephthah?
Jephthah.
Yeah. When he sacrificed his daughter.
Oh yeah.
Let's go to that. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. You know what
Yeah,
that
that's
said?
where he said. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I want to go to that. I'm gonna show you.
Yeah,
if
that's
you
where
go to-
God promised he would sacrifice the first thing he saw when his daughter come in there.
Yeah, remember Jeff? Okay, do you know that?
Yeah, how come God didn't say, "Oh, I didn't know it was going to be your daughter"? My bad.
No,
Instead, he let
no.
him actually sacrifice her.
Okay, listen. You know he never condone that. In chapter 10,
He didn't stop it.
no, I'm telling you, no. It's a lot of things. A lot of things he allowed. Listen, in chapter 10, right? In chapter 10, they was already doing that. The whole nation was doing that. They was taking their daughters. They was sacrificing the Molech and all that. And they tried
Yeah,
to
they were
repent.
doing it in Jeremiah 19 too.
No, I'm talking about that's in chapter 11 when Jephthah did that. Jephthah was upset
Yeah.
because they kicked him out, and then after they feel like they was finna lose in the war because God was upset with them, so he brought a nation against them. So Jephthah,
Right.
right, was already a warrior, and the people knew they couldn't win, but they done took his land and kicked him out of his land. He didn't care, but they said we'll make you the governor over us, or something like that. So when Jephthah did that, Jephthah did the same thing they was doing in chapter 10. They were sacrificing their children, and God never said do that. So he said, if God let me win, the first thing that I do, I'll sacrifice come out my house. See, God was not with
So
that.
to fix the problem of the Israelites unaliving a bunch of their own children, he unalives even more children. What a great
No,
solution.
Jephthah did that. God didn't do that. Jephthah did
No,
that.
God allowed that.
No, they was doing it anyway. I'm trying to. In chapter 10, they was doing
So he
it.
killed them all. I know. It's crazy.
So think about this.
It's
He
like
told them not to
God's a
do
big
it though.
giant narcissist.
No, he telling them not to do it, and they doing what they want to do. You see what I
So
mean?
do you think 70,000 people deserve to be unalive because
They was
killed
doing.
people?
They was doing all ungodly stuff. I'm telling you, they was sleeping with each other. They was doing.
Yeah, but do you think they
H-Acts.
deserve to be unalive because
Yeah,
they counted
dude.
them?
No, he was already upset with
No.
them. It wasn't about him accounting. Listen, he wasn't about the counting. He wanted to show
It
David
doesn't
how.
say he's upset with them. It just says the anger of the Lord was kindled again. And there, like I said, it starts all kind of passages in the Old Testament like this because God is mad at them all the freaking time.
Because they're doing stuff all the time. And then if you look
Yeah,
at
I know.
it, you look,
But
look
it
at
also gives reasons why these people are getting punished too. And
Okay.
whatever reason you just said isn't one of them.
okay, but listen to
This is David literally takes responsibility for this.
But think about it. After he take responsibility, listen to his tone and it's what he's saying, and he's
So
talking
he's
about
being
what
a
God
meanie.
doing.
Did he take the wrong tone with God? So 70,000 people deserve to die. Do you realize what you're arguing here?
No, think about what you're saying and who you
Think
talking
about
to.
what you're saying, man. You're saying
How could-
all these people unalive because David took a toad. Like, come on.
Dude,
This
God
is
can
not right.
No. I'm gonna tell you what's not right. God can murk everything. How about that?
Yeah,
Well, nobody can
that
say
makes
nothing.
him a big giant
It
narcissist.
don't matter. Nobody can say
Big
anything. He
monster,
God,
doesn't it?
but he God. He's sovereign.
Yeah, it's a big narcissistic monster. Thank you for
Think about
making my
this.
case.
But think about this. Can you make the sun come up and down?
No.
Okay, can you tell the
It doesn't
stars?
go up and down. The word, the
I'm talking, you know,
world
what I'm talking
spins
about,
and
you know,
it looks
yeah,
like
I'm
that.
talking about. Can you make the sun and the moon come up when like that? Can you make it dark and light?
I can make the moon dark and light. I can't make the sun go up or down.
Okay, but can you make it hot and cold?
Yeah.
Okay, can you unalive everybody at one time?
Mhm.
I'm talking about a whole planet.
Yeah, the whole, yeah. Hold on.
Okay, can you make the planet Earth disappear and appear?
You don't want me to prove it, do you?
No, I'm saying, can you do that?
Okay, thank goodness.
I'm just saying, can you do
I
that?
can't prove that. That would be
But what I'm
awful.
saying, okay, he knows trillions of galaxies. We in the Milky Way galaxy. He made trillions of galaxies, and that's inside of God. So my point, that what
Right.
God is saying, He's sovereign. We know that. So if God do something, if you got
Yeah,
more
so God can
power,
do whatever he wants, whether
Okay,
it's right or
but-
wrong. He brings happiness. He brings calamity. Like,
Okay,
he's
so
a big
my point-
time narcissist is what it sounds like.
okay, regardless though, my point is this: if I know God is that powerful, what kind of being can say anything about what He doing?
I don't
That's
know.
arro-
One with a
that's-
spine.
That's arrogance in itself as a little being.
I don't
to
care.
say
Squash
anything
me.
to
I'm
a
still going to
supreme
say what I
being.
want to think. Like, if
See
God
that?
don't like it, he can squash me like a bug, but I'm still going to tell him you're a big fucking narcissist.
No,
I'm going to
what's
say it
gonna
right to his face, and if he smacks me down, he's just going to smack me down.
No. What He does, He puts you in a place called war, where spiritual
Oh.
warfare is going on, where you got demons
Oh.
rolling around that 24/7. They're attacking humans.
Scary. Yeah.
No, it's real life. And when you see people
I
get
know. It's
sick,
scary, though.
when you see people get sick, that's the evil demons He kicked out.
Scary. Yeah.
Yeah. So see now,
So
now,
sickness is caused by demons?
So now,
You sound
now-
like Jesus.
I'm just telling you the truth. I ain't gonna lie to you. So like,
Oh, is that the
now,
truth?
all right. Well, we here, and we in it,
Oh,
and
yeah,
when you see
we are.
you got flesh eating diseases. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's called bacteria.
You think so?
I know so.
What they look like?
Ever heard
when
of
you put 'em
flesh-eating
up-
bacteria?
I know, but when you look at them, you put them up on the microscope. What they look like? Little snakes, don't they?
Looks like some kind of little weird-ass bean.
They look like little snakes, don't they?
Oh, no, it
Look
looks
'em
more
up.
like a little bean to me.
Okay, go look them up again and look up on the microscope. Put them on the microscope.
Do you know
You're
what
gonna see what they
bacteria
are.
is?
I know what bacteria is. They're little snakes. You're gonna see
So
what they
you
look.
can take demons out of the equation, and you're still going to get flesh-eating bacteria, right?
Okay. Well, it's like in Genesis, her seed and his seed. So that seed is against us. Okay, how you look at it, that's facts. The snakes are against us, guys. And they eat.
Sorry about the dogs. If y'all can hear them dogs.
No,
barking,
we like the
there's
dogs.
UPS is outside. They'll
Yeah,
shut up
man.
in a second.
I appreciate the conversation, though, man.
Yeah, back at you, man.
I hope you come back, man.
Oh, well, maybe I
You know,
could, but
maybe,
not for
yeah, I'm
these
saying-
type of arguments.
But I'm saying I don't judge anybody. That's not my job. My job is to love and uplift. So
I'm
everybody
sure you're
gotta
fine,
walk.
bro. I believe you.
Yeah, everybody got to walk on the journey. So he probably take you on that journey so you can collect a lot of souls and bring them back.
I hear you.
You know?
I hear you.
All right, blood, you be easy.
Take it easy, man.
All right, man.
Have a good one.
You too.
See, that's the type of conversations we like right there. See, we can talk the contentious stuff, but still have an actual freaking conversation. It's possible. It's possible, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, I could come back, but you're gonna have to do better than telling me when it says the Lord placed a lie in their mouth that it actually means Satan did it, and it actually meant the truth. Well, actually, you didn't make that argument, but no, man. Goodness gracious. All right, so let's see. Oh, we got the Sons of God up in here. Maybe he knows his shit.
Hey,
Sons of God, you there?
yeah.
My
Yeah.
man, I caught a few of your shows the last week, so that's cool you came up, man. Did I say something wrong?
No, not at all, man. So you've been watching my shows, really?
Yeah, I've watched a couple. Well, when I can, I saw at least
Yeah.
a couple hours in the last week or so, though.
Wow, what do you think? What do you think about what's
I think
being
you know
said?
way too much shit for me.
No, man, no. So here's the beauty about it, man. People always come to me and they're like, "Oh, you're telling me you're a Christian?" I'm like, "I'm not a Christian. I'm a human. That's what I am."
Right.
We get cut open, no matter you're white, black, yellow, orange, blue, it doesn't matter. You get cut open, you're going to bleed red.
Absolutely. Red, white, and blue in my case.
Red, white, and blue.
Some of
There
that's
we go.
probably infection,
America.
but
No, man, but that's awesome and everything. But yeah, just the thing is, man, is like when it comes down to it, it's just about just have you heard what I said about science or anything like that at all? Like
which part though?
I've been talking. I talk about photons, which are electromagnetic light particles that manifest into the physical by being placed into a vacuum. And there was a scientific experiment that was just proven over at Stanford University where they took photons and they clashed them into each other and they were able to create matter out of it. All right.
Oh no shit.
I kid you not, man. This is how the world came into
No, I
existence.
definitely didn't hear you talking about that. I listened mostly. You was talking about Jesus talking about the second coming and stuff like that. I got pretty enthralled in that conversation.
Oh, you're talking about preterism, about Jesus returning in his own generation, pretty much.
Yeah. I listened to you talk pretty extensively on that one on one of your lives there.
Yeah, man. It's either the case or it isn't. But there's like first century history, and it's not physical. His return wasn't physical. It was judgment. It was judgment on that nation. But God didn't judge them. They were judged off of their law, the law of Moses, which is Jesus came to warn of that judgment that came upon them. It's messed up. They took it upon themselves. It's like let's say like someone smokes cigarettes, all right, and they do it for like 30, 40 years, and they go to the doctors, and then the doctor tells them they have cancer. They can't blame God for that. They're the only ones to blame for that because of that decision that they made right there and everything. So
Right.
that's kind of like what happened. So what ends up occurring is that ultimately it's just because of like a lack of knowledge. This is why we destroy ourselves. We eat unhealthy foods. We don't focus on good things. We focus on fear-based things and stuff. So, and that's just the way I see it, man. That's just the way I see it. So,
Yeah, you're fantastic, man. I loved your points. Like you know so much about the actual symbolism and stuff in it. You know what I mean? Like I know a little bit about that, but that's not really how I bring my arguments, I guess.
no worries, man. No worries, man. At least, basically, at the end of the day, man, honestly, what we could do if people broke out of this mentality that they're not saved by blood and like, because blood doesn't save you at all. That was just meant to help
Right,
those
yeah.
in that day. Today, we're not under anything. Honestly, if we wanted to, if we just listen to our gut instinct or to what our head tells us, our intuitional nature, we could just burn the Bible. Honestly,
Oh yeah.
we really could.
Yeah, in the Old Testament, all it ever says is when these messiahs come, you'll be justified by knowledge. It never says you'll be justified by blood. Unless you sort of
Exactly.
count like the chastisement during the captivity, but that's not being saved by blood necessarily.
Right, exactly, man. So, yeah, it was never about blood. It's always been about knowledge. So this lets you know that the Gnostics, the guys that were persecuted by the early church, like that's crazy. Imagine that. These guys are being unalived by the early church that sit there and say they're followers of Jesus. And
Wow.
so it's insane to me because they were the ones that were unalived. They were the ones that were called heretics because they sat there and said salvation is what it knowledge is. Knowledge is salvation. In other words, that's what frees your mind. That's what frees you from being under a delusion. In other words,
Absolutely.
but yeah, man, keep on keeping on. That's all there is to it.
I do what I
So,
can, dog. Hey, one more question for you while you're here. Are you a mythicist?
a Methodist?
No, mythicist. Like, do you think Jesus was totally made up or based on a real person?
I do believe he was based on a real person. I do.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe he was a mythicist based on their extensive knowledge.
So the reason why I say that is because in the Babylonian Talmud they talk about a guy named Yeshua HaNotri. Yeshua HaNotri was Yeshua of Nazareth. So when I look at the story, I see this story. I do believe that there was a man that reached enlightenment. that new things beyond the capability of understanding. Do I believe he was God incarnated into the flesh? What I believe is everything is God, because photons exist within everything. So photons, which is this light existing within everything, this lets you know that God isn't some guy. God is life at the end of the day. All right. Everything is based off of energy. So now I would tell you this is that he was more enlightened than Buddha or Hare Krishna. The reason why I say that is because Buddha and Hare Krishna, who came 600 to thousands of years before him, they talked about how we were meant to meditate and escape into a place of the spiritual realm where it would be like nirvana and state. But what Jesus said, he said, no, we're not doing it that way. He said, what we're going to do is you're going to take everything, the kingdom of God is within you, and you're going to project that into the reality of your world. It's not so much about escaping from this place as much as transforming this place. In other words, through what you say, what you do. And he even told you that everything is God when he said this in Matthew 25. He said that, if you give your brother a cold glass of ice water or a hot meal, which you have done unto the least of these, you have done unto me. Which is letting you know that I am you, you are me. We're all the same. We have different experiences in this world. Like, I don't know where you come from. I don't know what experiences you've had. I don't know what you've studied. But you are a fractal piece of God having a human experience in the reality of this world, just like I am. And then when we all come together and we love one another, and what I mean by that is we don't judge each other. We don't base things off of religion. What ends up happening is we're all the same, pretty much, at the end of the day. We all bleed the same.
I like that a lot better than Christian theology.
Yeah, this
Can you imagine being one of those dudes in the first century and you're about to get unalived by these church guys and you're like, look, it says Jesus is lying right here. And they're like, no, you're a heretic. It don't say that. Bam, you get hit in the head with a rock. You're like, shit, yeah, it did say that.
It's like, God, man, what the fuck? But honestly, I do believe that they're. So I also believe energy can't be destroyed. It can only be transmuted or redistributed. All right.
Right.
So what happens is if energy can't be destroyed but transmuted or redistributed, I do believe in reincarnation too. I believe that people have had multiple lives. So in actuality, those Gnostics, those Cathars, those people that actually ended up dying, it was probably us way back when and stuff, because we stood for truth instead of going to the nonsense, garbage, bullshit doctrine that basically sits there and says that, oh yeah, God's for unaliving people. He loves to unalive people and everything. But that's what the Roman Catholic Church did. That's what the churches do today. And honestly, I would have to tell you today, man, if it happened again, I would have to stand for this truth, because I believe with all my heart that the kingdom of God is within. And what happens is that it's about treating people the same. It's not about division. It's not about separation. It's about loving people for where they're at, because we're all on a soul journey. All right. So
it's very nice. I like it. I
awesome.
dig it.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah. It's more hippie shit. Let's put it that way. All right.
Yeah.
So,
I don't mind. I prefer the hippie stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I could get into a whole conspiracy on that, man. That's why the Vietnam War started, when the hippie movement was coming in and stuff. The hippies actually back in the 70s, actually, they were going into a Jesus movement. They were actually talking about Jesus. I mean, they were tripping out on acid and different things like that. But ultimately, man, they were being programmed in such a way where, like, they were starting to see that everything was about love. And then somehow the government steps in and a bunch of stuff.
Can't have that.
Yeah, exactly. You got it, man. So, but what's your name, by the way, man?
Jesse.
That's right, Jesse. Jesse, the father of day. I can't forget that.
That's right.
Man.
It means God exists.
It means God exists. Yeah. It's just not the way we see it. That's all. Like the way we've seen it before. So,
right.
So, and no, the truth is like, your background says, you can't follow Jesus today. You can't. It's not possible to follow a physical man or a man that fulfilled everything in the first century for that day with the judgment of Jerusalem and everything that was coming. You can't follow him. The only thing you can do is you can look at his words in the book and you can follow the words. That's it. And
yeah, that's what I'm actually arguing. They don't even do that.
They don't even do that. Absolutely not. So
no, Jesus like gave a whole lot of instruction on the Sermon of the Mount. It's basically a giant list of shit Christians don't do.
Yeah, because basically what he's saying there, he even comes against the law of Moses. If you read it, he says, you have heard it said, eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth, but I say unto you, love your enemies. In Exodus 21, in the Babylonian Talmud, actually, they say that Yeshua HaNotri came directly against the law of Moses. They actually say that.
Yeah, he tried changing it,
Yeah. So it's all there. They actually say he was Baal. They called him Baalim or Baal because Baal, you remember how I was telling you about the Melchizedek order?
yeah.
Yeah, Elyon had a son named Baal, and Yahweh, the one who was over the Levitical priesthood of Moses, he was an adopted son into that pantheon. Next thing you know, they start destroying all the Canaanites and stuff because they start saying that they're of Nephilim hybrid bloodline and all this stuff. And basically what ends up happening is everything gets all fucked up. So it's all messed up, man. Everything's screwed up.
That, dog.
Yep. Your scholars won't talk about this stuff, man. They'll never talk about that. I don't even think they've dug this deep, honestly, into all this stuff. I really don't. And it's
yeah, I agree.
And this is why we have a controlled system. But Jesse, anyways, man, I got to get back to work.
Have a good one, buddy.
You as well, man. You as well. Have yourself a lovely day, man. Go ahead and smoke these Christians, man. Have a good one.
Sure. Well, I'll try. Have a good one, buddy.
All right. Take it easy, man.
Back at you, man. Sons of God is a super, super interesting guy to me. I caught some of his knowledge of the scripture and even the historical stuff that surrounds it all is crazy good. He's got like 150,000 followers, I think. All right, so before I bring up the next person, let's see what we got here. We're up to 10,000 likes. I appreciate that. Up to 1,017 followers. I actually touched 1,000 yesterday, which was my goal, but then it immediately dropped back to like 997. And today it's back to 1,017, so maybe we'll fall again. But anyway, if y'all are enjoying the show, tap that screen for me. Try to keep it pretty entertaining in here. Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not actually totally sure what he was. He does lives pretty often, though. He's got a huge following. He's certainly not a Christian, let me tell you that. Not in no Christian sense, anyway. And just to retouch on that, like, I think Jesus was a real person personally. And I say that because I kind of agree mostly with Bart Ehrman, and like just in the fact that like you just can't make this guy up. But even on top of that, I don't know. To me, the whole New Testament being about Jesus just screams it's a cope for him being the Messiah, but not actually being the Messiah like he died. To me, it's all just screams coping with this guy. So I mean, that's why I think he was most likely a real person. But to be honest, every in-depth mysticism argument I've ever heard made perfect sense to me. It was based on very rigid criteria, I think. So it all definitely makes sense. But it swings on like James being a real person and this and that. Like I think, who is it? Richard Carrier gives it like 70-30 that Jesus probably wasn't real. But like if this guy was real, it kind of destroys everything we said. Like, I don't know. To me, I just find that, I don't know. There's just something slightly fishy about them. Like, hey, if this one thing is right, we're completely wrong. That's weird to me. Hey, this is D.S. Strong. What up, buddy? Rick, what's happening? Both Ricks. Got a couple Ricks in here now. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. All right, let's see if we can get some more Christians up in here to debate. We've got some good ones so far today. Let's see. Ali. It doesn't sound like he's probably not here. Give it just a second. Make sure I ain't get lagged. Yeah, I haven't read the book, but I did like an in-depth kind of overview on all the stuff, and I just don't know. I really don't even remember a whole lot that was in there, but I remember having seen at least a couple things in there that I didn't think I was like, this can't be right, like in my head, which maybe I was just wrong. I'm not sure. But, I don't know. I was never actually convinced, even though, like I said, the mythicism arguments, do make perfect sense to me as well. We got maybe General, you there?
Yes, sir. How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. Thanks for asking. Are you over 18?
You said what?
Are you over 18?
Oh yeah, of course. I'm 26, bro.
Oh, good.
I'm 26.
Are you also a Christian?
Yeah, I'm definitely over 18. You can say that. I believe in the Bible wholeheartedly. I think Christianity is more so of like a religion. I don't believe in religion. I do believe that the Bible is like more of a historical book, including prophecies and et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, if you want to call me a Christian, that's like a person who follows Christ, yeah.
No, I mean, that's basically the definition of a Christian, is someone who's Christ-like, I guess. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just, a lot of people like there, because due to me reading the Bible,
Oh, you're cutting out there, buddy.
So like, you would at least think that the people in Christianity would follow Christ, but they don't.
You're teacupping really bad, man. We can't understand a word. You'll have to get some Wi-Fi or something. You're showing a really, really bad signal.
No, my bad. Can you hear me now? I'm at work. Can you hear me now?
Well, a little. Yeah, that's better.
Okay, my bad. I'm at work at the same time. I kind of walked towards the office and got Wi-Fi and then left past the office.
Yeah, that's better. That's better there. So, which one of these topics you want to debate us on here?
I just really had a question. I mean, I had a lot of questions actually. It was I was trying to join when the other guy was in here and the first guy too, because some of the stuff the other guy was saying, for like example, he said he believed in reincarnation, which the Bible talks about regeneration. I do agree with that. I do believe that we have all been here before, and I mean, we're currently here now. I believe that everybody who, like, whatever you do in your life currently, whenever you die, you go up to the the Most High God, and you come back down and relive your judgment. But I just had a bunch of questions. So, like, for example, what made you stop believing in the Bible? Like, what made you become atheist?
The Bible. It's wrong. It's too many problems.
What's problematic about it? Like, what's the problems in there?
Like, the New Testament names a whole bunch of prophecies from the Old Testament that Jesus fulfills, and even quotes them in most cases, like quotes the prophecies, right? But if you actually go read those prophecies in context, they're never what they're saying they're about. They're basically just cherry picking lines out of the Old Testament and trying to say it's about Jesus. And what I can only assume is they're hoping nobody goes back and reads the actual stories.
Okay. I mean, I can see what you say, or like why you would say that. I do believe that some prophecies, I don't believe that Christ fulfilled all prophecies, because there's still prophecies that shows that he has to come back and bring judgment upon the world, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't necessarily think he fulfilled everything. And on top of that, in the New Testament, I do see what you be saying, like how they quote old time prophecies, but some prophecies are dual prophecies. So it could happen more than once, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it would make sense if it actually made sense to the actual context. But from what I can tell, these double fulfillments and typologies are completely divorced from the actual context of the Old Testament. Like, in most cases, I would say whoever wrote the New Testament had never even read the Old Testament except to try to find some lines about Jesus, because they clearly don't know what's going on in the actual stories or the context of the stories.
Okay, can you give me an example? I don't have my Bible with me, so.
Yeah, like Matthew says, there's a Messiah going to be born and he'll die for your sins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like, if you just go to the actual new covenant in Jeremiah 31, it says when this new covenant is formed, that each will die for their own sins. It's like individual accountability is the new covenant, according to Jeremiah. So it's crazy to come along 500 or 600 years later and say, "Hey, our God died for your sins." When the new covenant was formed long before that, it says each will die for their own sins.
So Jeremiah 31 is talking about a future prophecy about the new covenant. It's giving, because if you keep reading Jeremiah, it gives you the stipulations
It's
of
about
the
the
new
Babylonian
covenant.
captivity, man.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about 31 in particular, because that is talking about the new
That's what I'm
covenant.
talking
Not
about.
only, no,
Yeah,
yeah,
and when
I'm
does it
agreeing
say?
with you.
Yeah, when does it say that's going to happen?
No, so I was trying to explain to you that it's giving you the stipulations. So it's basically, the new covenant is going to happen once everything is done, because there's multiple
It
scriptures
doesn't
and
say that though.
prophecies. Okay. For example, if you go to Hebrews 8, because I don't have my Bible, if you go to Hebrews 8 and 10, it says the same thing that roughly Jeremiah is saying, Jeremiah 31 is saying, but it's going more in depth. So the new
Yeah, but
covenant, like,
Jeremiah says the day of salvation is when the exiles leave Babylon, not far flung into the first century.
okay, do you know that there's a spiritual Babylon?
Where does it say that in Jeremiah?
It's not. It's okay, because I'm like, my apologies. I wish I had my Bible on me. I'm just basically having a conversation with you based off the things that I know. If I have I'm not just
Well, I
too
mean,
well
that's fine,
scripted.
but I know Jeremiah really good, and it never talks
No, no,
about
no, no,
spirit
no,
Babylons.
no, because it's not in Jeremiah. It's in it's
Okay.
somewhere else. I just don't know
So is
exactly
it
where.
fair to say then, based on Jeremiah, it doesn't mention anything like that?
No, well, I'm trying to, like, look. He says Babylon is now you're living in Babylon. Babylon is a cell phone. I don't agree that Babylon is a cell phone. But can I finish my statement real quick? I don't agree.
I didn't notice that until you said it. I was like, it says that?
No. So
Oh,
I
shit.
get
Okay.
I get what you're saying as far in the sense of, like,
Right.
okay, yeah, Jeremiah is saying Babylon. It's not saying exactly right there that Babylon is where we are now, but at the same time, like, if you go to Revelation where it talks about the people being saved from Babylon, it says, "Get out of here." Basically, don't be corrupted with her. Get out of here, my people. And we understand that Babylon, right? Like, this is
Yeah, but do
new
you know
Babylon.
why God brings them out of Babylon?
Yes, because it's about to be destroyed, and you
Well,
can't.
he
And you
destroys
can't.
it, yeah, but why does he bring them out? Like, when did he say he's going to bring them out, and why?
He's bringing them out of Babylon too, and basically bringing them out of Babylon is setting them up for that new covenant.
Yeah, so the day of salvation is the day they left Babylon. It even says that all through Isaiah. God sends Cyrus to free the exiles and rebuild the city. So when the city's rebuilt is when all this new covenant is formed and taking place.
Okay, I
Same
got
as
a
in
question.
Isaiah.
Okay, so
Literally says
and
that.
I understand. I get you. I'm following you. So it says in Revelation that Babylon is going to be fallen. Babylon is going to be. It's not going to be an inhabitable place, right? So
Well,
where's
when Revelation talks about Babylon, it's talking about Rome. It's talking about the whore of Babylon, not Babylon itself.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You can say that. But Babylon is
Yeah.
physically a place that has to be destroyed, same way as Sodom and
Right, yeah.
Gomorrah.
So
Sodom and
not the
Gomorrah.
spiritual place, right?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
what I'm
Right.
saying is, where at today can you see Babylon being destroyed? Like, where is it at?
If you see it metaphorically, you can see it in all kinds of places. You can see it in Palestine. You can see it in parts of Africa. You can see it in pretty much anywhere all through history, actually.
Are you saying Babylon's the cell phones then?
No,
Is it what
I'm talking about like actual place
No,
getting destroyed.
I'm just playing with you, bro. I'm just playing with you. That was funny to me.
It was funny.
I'm sorry, bro. That was funny. So no, the reason I say that, even you can say that, but again, scripture say what it say. It says it's not going to be.
I know, but I can tell you exactly why I know what it's talking about, and it's because it says that. Like when it talks about the whore of Babylon in Revelation chapter 17, it says the woman you saw, that whore, that is Rome. It says that is the city that rules the world. So it's telling you who it is.
No, I don't disagree with that. Currently, right now, we are still currently being, like, the way that America is built off of, it kind of gets its structure from the Roman Empire. That was the last kingdom, and it's still kind of in a sense thriving today. I don't disagree with that. I'm just
Well,
trying
it
to. I'm
was
just.
in Revelation, but it wasn't the last kingdom in the Old Testament. The last kingdom in the Old Testament is Greece.
I
Even
can't
says it.
agree with that.
Zechariah, you know the prophecy about the king on the donkey?
I'm talking about the coming in on the colt, on the ass of a colt.
Yeah, when the king rides the donkey into Jerusalem, part of that prophecy is that this Messiah rouse the sons of Zion against the sons of Greece.
The reason, okay, well, you don't really, well, you read the Bible, so you know, but you don't subscribe to it. So the only reason I
because it
can't,
don't line up, you know what I'm saying? And it's because of
I
stuff
can't.
like this. Like people say it's about this and about that, but I can just go read what it's actually about and who it's talking about. You know what I mean?
Okay, I got a question. So you read, have you read the book of Daniel? I think it's Daniel chapter
Yeah.
7 going into the four beasts, or the statue is kind of parallel with Daniel 2. Daniel 2 and Daniel 7 is going hand in hand, right? So I don't disagree that Greece or the Greeks or Greece, I don't disagree that they were a ruling power at one point, but there's one more beast after them.
Well, they was ruling the entire world at one point. Because Alexander conquered basically the entire known world.
Okay, so you've been in history class. So who took over the Greeks?
Well, Alexander's empire split into four, which is a little
This is
while
it.
down the line.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't mean to cut. I don't like cutting people off. My apologies. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, I mean, it happens sometimes. As long as you're not doing it over and over and over again, I don't mind.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't mean to. But the only reason I'm saying I don't disagree with that, because even the Apocrypha, it literally says that, like, even you can read history and also in the Bible that, yeah, Alexander the Great took over. Yes, his kingdom got split up into four. The Diadochi or something like that. I don't disagree with that.
Diadochi, that's right.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
But you realize what that led to, right?
What did it lead to?
It led to the Seleucid Empire, which later on came under Antiochus Epiphanes IV, and he is literally the person that placed the abomination of desolation in the temple and destroyed the temple. If you go by like Hebrew meanings, but even Josephus says that. But this is a great point that leads into one of my big problems with the Bible. And if you read Jeremiah chapter 29. Jeremiah sends a letter and it says, to all the exiles in Babylon, there's a letter that comes and it has a warning from God on it. And like Daniel was an exile in Babylon, right? Under Nebuchadnezzar?
Yeah.
Right. So in Jeremiah 29, God sends a letter to all the exiles and he warns them. He says, if you have prophetic dreams or prophets are among you or giving you prophecies, do not listen to them because they are lies. He says, I will not visit you until the 70 years is complete. So according to God in Jeremiah, Daniel having prophetic dreams were all lies.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the chat too. Somebody here in there saying I'm Goth, and then he said I'm God. I'm sorry, bro. That's funny.
No, it's all good.
So again, I was just trying to finish my point. My bad. I'm hearing what you're saying, and I understand what you're saying. But the point that I'm trying to make is in Daniel 7, after that third beast, which is Greece, and it tells you that because it also says that those beasts or the statues.
Fourth beast.
No, it's the third beast.
Nope, fourth.
I wish.
Daniel actually says the Prince of Greece a couple times in chapter 7 and 10, I think. 7, 9, and 10, actually.
Okay, I got a question because later down in Daniel 7, it says after that fourth beast that Christ will come back. So if Greece is the fourth beast,
it doesn't say Christ.
If Greece is the fourth beast, then
well, you got to think of the order back then. The historical order of kingdoms would have been Assyria, Mede, then Persia, then Greece.
No, because it was the
it even says in Isaiah and Jeremiah that Media is going to destroy Babylon. So there was an empire before.
I agree. It was Babylon. Then it was the Medo-Persians because it gives you a parable of a bear. It compares the Medo-Persians to a bear that was lifted up on one side and had three ribs in his mouth. So the Medo-Persians were considered one, but the Medes got over the Persians. The Medes outgrew the Persians.
The book of Maccabees explains all this, you know.
The book of Maccabees goes into the Grecians.
That's what led to all this was the Seleucid Empire. That's what led to the Hanukkah and the Maccabean revolt and stuff.
No, yeah, and I don't.
But you don't find it concerning that God warns that any prophetic dreams during the exile are lies?
I mean, I would say I can't really answer it. I would say God does what he wants. So, I mean, if he just chose
he just lies to him? So God's a liar?
I'm not saying God is a liar. What I'm saying is God does what he wants. I can't.
Well, he
I'm
told
not
the
gonna sit here and
exiles that if you have any dreams, don't trust them. They're lies during the 70-year period. And if Daniel was an exile during the 70-year period having prophetic dreams, they would have to be lies according to God and Jeremiah.
I don't think that was a 70-year period, but I'm gonna say this before you say something. I'm gonna say this once again. I'm not just too well scripted, so if there's something that I can't answer or I'm not very sure of, I'm gonna just be honest and be like, well, I can't really just answer that. I'm not too sure of that. But I
Can we read it to you?
Yeah, you can. But I don't believe that Daniel was during that 70-year
He
period.
was. He was. He was there under Nebuchadnezzar and Nabonidus and Balthazar. He was definitely there during the 70 years because Nebuchadnezzar is the one who led them away into Babylon.
I mean, I know Nebuchadnezzar was over, like, I know that the Israelites or Israel was under the Babylon, not even Israel. I know that the southern kingdom, because the northern kingdom was under the Assyrian captivity around the time that the northern kingdom was under the Assyrians at the same time that the southern kingdom was under Babylonia.
Yeah. So here, I'll read it to you. It'll only take a second. In verse 4 of Jeremiah 29, it says, "Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, to all the exiles whom I have sent into exile from Jerusalem to Babylon." Then it just says build houses and stuff and pray for the city's welfare. And it says, "For thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, do not let the prophets and the diviners who are among you deceive you, and do not listen to your dreams that you dream, for it is a lie that they are prophesying to you in my name. I did not send them, says the Lord. For thus says the Lord, only when Babylon's 70 years are completed will I visit you and fulfill my promise to bring you back to this place."
What was that? Because I'm not gonna hold you. I haven't read all of Jeremiah, so I ain't gonna hold you. I can't answer that like I want to. So I don't want to just say no BS and say no lies. Maybe somebody else know how to say that or how to answer that, because I know there's more to it. I'm just not well scripted, so that I can't answer
Well, I mean,
that.
I
That's
just
fine.
read basically the whole context. He writes a letter, and it says, "This is a letter to all the exiles whom he moved from Jerusalem to Babylon," right?
No, because I'll
No.
agree with that. I'll agree with that because it says, "Thus saith the Lord." But at the same time, the only reason I wouldn't know how to answer that is because there are certain scriptures in the Bible that talks about people prophesying in the Lord's name, and they are lying. So I can't. Once again, that's why I was like, I can't really answer that. I'm
But God
not
tells you how
disagreeing
to
with the
test
text.
prophets in Deuteronomy 18.
Okay.
He sends out liars to test people, but he tells you beforehand that it's a test.
So you saying Daniel was a liar?
According to God and Jeremiah, he was.
So Daniel's a liar, but the prophecies that he prophesied, those happened. As far as Nebuchadnezzar wanting to ask him a question,
He could have,
or
they
asking
had
him,
to have been lies according to Jeremiah. That's what I'm saying. And it says, "For it is a lie that they are prophesying to you in my name. I did not send them." But it says, "Do not listen to your dreams that you dream."
okay, I got a question. So it's a lie, but the beast and the statue that he saw and that he interpreted that was going to happen, it happened.
It was a guy writing in the 2nd century.
Whenever Nebuchadnezzar,
when you actually know the
couldn't.
historical context to all these books, it makes sense because Daniel is a 2nd century forgery that made it into the canon of the Old Testament, when they should have left it out and put the book of Maccabees in there, because the book of Maccabees was actual history that explains all that anyway. But what Daniel did was place it from like a third person perspective of Daniel's from the Babylonian captivity. And that's why Daniel is getting all the prophecies right that are happening in the 2nd century, like the after Alexander split and all that stuff. He is nailing that stuff. Like he knows who's sleeping with who and who's about to leave somebody and go sleep with somebody else. These are the most specific prophecies in the whole Bible. But every time he mentions Babylon, he gets stuff wrong.
But I would have to disagree with that. But even on that last statement, even on that, well, before you showed me, even on that last statement that you showed me, the things that he are getting right, how do you think he's able to get those things right? Just based off his own knowledge, or do you?
In that time, it was during his during his lifetime, if not right at it. So he was very contemporary.
So okay, so you're saying the things that he was saying in Maccabees, which is mainly about the Grecian Empire, that it was right, but right after the Babylonian captivity was the Medo-Persian captivity, and the Greeks came way after the fact of that.
Captivity too.
Yeah, but I don't disagree with that. The Assyrian captivity happened like maybe a little bit before the Babylonian captivity, because Israel
A
or the Northern Kingdom,
couple hundred years, I think. Yeah.
yeah, because the Northern Kingdom was going off, which all
Right.
in all, that's what led them away, because the Lord sent the Assyrians against them, and then after that, that's what happened in the Southern Kingdom. That's when they got captured by
You got
Nebuchadnezzar,
a
etc.
lot of knowledge of this. I feel like I could talk to you for a while, and then you just couldn't deny this anymore.
No, it's fine, bro. Honestly, I appreciate talking to you because it's helping me. It's some things that you're saying that I can't really answer. That's why I'm letting you know, like, hey, I can't really answer that, bro. I'm sorry.
Hey, I respect that too. That's
I
just being honest.
study, I study, but I'm not as studious as I should be. I have been kind of diving into history a little bit lately. That's how I kind of know about the Assyrian captivity a little more and stuff like that. But there is some things that I can, further improve on. I'm sure that there's some information, even though you're an atheist now, but you can gain knowledge from anybody, no matter what they are or who they believe in, or et cetera, et cetera. So you have knowledge that I
Especially if
don't
they're showing
have.
they know what they're talking about, right?
Yeah, so like you have knowledge that I don't have, and I might have knowledge that you don't have, or I might have knowledge that you don't disagree with, and vice versa. But my whole thing is just trying to kind of get an understanding, and on top of that, kind of, test myself in a sense to make sure I know what I'm talking about, because I don't want to just come up here and say some, excuse my language, some bullshit. Because a lot of people
I respect that, man.
A lot of people do that.
But think about it. The whole point of Daniel is that abomination of desolation. That is literally from Antiochus Epiphanes IV. That's in the time of the Maccabean. That's what set off the Maccabean revolt. Like, obviously, a very important time in Jewish history, right? But if you go back to Babylon, where Daniel's speaking in third person, Daniel in air quotes is speaking in third person, he gets all kind of stuff about Babylon wrong. Like he says Belshazzar is the son of Nebuchadnezzar, but in reality, Belshazzar was the son of Nabonidus. That was like 4 kings later, and they weren't even related to each other. Darius the Mede wasn't even a real person. Nobody can figure out who he's even kind of referring to there. So they just think that's like a mistaken identity or something, but they don't even know who he was talking about because it's so bad. It's stuff like that. He gets a lot wrong about the actual captivity, but he's getting everything about the 2nd century right.
Okay. Well, I can't. As far as like the Darius the Mede and stuff like that, I would have to do research on that, because once again, a lot of that stuff is history. So as far as that, I just have to do some research on it. I can, if possible, I can shoot you a text because I am at work. I just kind of took time out. I'm not even on break. I just wanted to talk to you because
shit,
I've seen other people. Yeah, no, you good, bro. It was definitely a pleasure, bro. I appreciate talking to you. I mean, it was a great conversation. A lot of people normally just kick me off, which is weird for some odd reason.
No,
but
that's cool. No, I like your knowledge. You're heading in the right direction. I think you're gonna make a really good atheist one day. But before you go, let me read you something real quick.
Before you read that, I am going to convert you back into the Bible, brother. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. I hear you. I like your spirit there. So I Googled in Google Scholar who is Darius the Mede from the book of Daniel real quick. And this is what it says. It says, Darius the Mede is a figure from the book of Daniel who is described as the king who received the Babylonian kingdom after Belshazzar's fall to Cyrus the Great in 539 BC. He is portrayed as a Median ruler who ruled over the Chaldeans and is known for casting Daniel into a den of lions. Although his identity is a historical and scholarly debate because there is no such king named Darius is found in the records of the time.
That's understood. That's something I'm gonna have to look into. I've been diving into history, so now you kind of gave me something else to look into. I definitely appreciate that because I told myself I was gonna get more into history.
Read Jeremiah 29 there and tell me that ain't speaking to all the exiles and warning them don't trust their dreams.
I got you. I'm gonna take that. You said, my bad. You said Jeremiah what? I kind of want to write that down.
That's in Jeremiah 29.
29.
Verse 1 through like 12.
Please. 1 through 12.
It's verse like 1 through 12.
Okay. I highly appreciate that, man. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm about to try to work. And
back at you, big homie. Hey, get your ass back to work.
Bro,
got time to be playing around here. He up here talking to the dirty atheist. He's supposed to be working right now, y'all. Hey, I'm glad I could keep you entertained during the business day there. Anyway, welcome through, guys. Outrageous Atheist, my man, what's up? If you ain't working, I'll bring you up, dog. It's been an awesome day so far. All right, so before we keep it rolling and bring up the next person, let's check we are blowing it away with followers. That's awesome. I appreciate everybody tapping the screen. Dang it. I love Outrageous. Y'all got to check out his channel if you don't. I think he's on the afternoons more than me too. So check out Outrageous Atheist there in the comments. Y'all throw him a follow. I love his show personally. I'm a big fan of his. But we did a tag team debates, which is on my YouTube channel. Also Apostate 8. If y'all want to check that out, I put the replay on there. But we did a tag team on Sunday. All right then. All right. Well, let's keep it rolling here, baby. Let's keep it rolling. Oh no. Oh no, I'm clicking on stuff and it's saying like some kind of service there. When did free will start, before or after he got 11 billions? I don't know. Probably before. God's kind of crappy like that. Apparently he gives people free will and punishes them when they use it wrong. Which isn't actually free will, is it? Look, the best explanation that I've ever figured out personally for showing that free will is not even a thing is by describing this. So, in the same way that the government of the United States grants free speech, what that means is, besides a few excluded words, obviously, that are considered like fighting words or public danger, like yelling bomb in a theater or something like that. Anyway, the whole concept of free speech, what that means is, you can say literally any freaking thing you want to, completely free of consequence from the government. That means they cannot do anything to you. Not legally, anyway. That's why this whole thing's subjective, because we're humans and this is the kind of bullshit we go through. We have impenetrable free speech that's actually penetrable. Anyway. So, in the same regards, free will granted from God should mean that you can use this will completely free of his consequence. But you can't. There is a consequence. He says, here, have some free will, but don't use it wrong or you'll burn. You have taken actual free out of the equation by adding that consequence. And in reality, all of our actions do have consequences, so there's not even a such thing as free will by definition in that sense anyway. But that's why I know that the Bible does not have free will, because there is consequences for using said freedom, which means it's not free. It's the best analogy I got for anybody. All right, so. Oh, shit. Ran them out in the queue there, I guess. Well, y'all gonna have to tap the screen for me again. We ran out of, I guess nobody had the patience to wait around in that conversation there. Indeed they do. All right, let's try they're flooding through here, but all right. Well, welcome in. Raymond, are you there? Oh, I guess that was an accident. Well, Peewee, y'all. We almost had another one. How good were the debates so far today, though, man? I feel like this has been a great stream so far. Especially that one guy. I felt like I whittled a couple of them down there. Yeah, I think it's been a good one so far. We'll get some more in here in just a second, I guarantee you. We never have to wait too long, do we? If y'all like the stream, y'all throw me a follow, please. Also, I got a YouTube channel where I put these replays on here. If you want to go back and watch other stuff from my content, check out my YouTube channel. It's also Apostated Ape. There it's actually kind of like in between these where you're listening to me ramble. You can just fast forward to, like when you see somebody pop up on the screen there, you can just stop there and start listening to the actual talk instead of the in-between stuff that may not be as interesting. I thought I saw Dr. Joshua Bowen pop through here for a second. I doubt he stuck around. He's a big wig. But man, I love that motherfucker. I've read both of his books. The Atheist Hand Guide to the Old Testament and the Old Testament 2. I read both of them. They're amazing. Oh shit! Oh shit! Joshua, I'm a little starstruck right now. Yeah, I read both of your books, dog. You're welcome. And also thank you for the great content. I was actually talking about something I learned from you earlier, the destruction of the city of Ai. That's what, or is it IA? I don't remember. I was talking about that earlier, though, being the Exodus can't be right because the city was basically a ruin for 400 years. I learned that from Joshua Bowen's book. How amazing. I can't believe it. Shoot. Very kind of you to make some informative books like that. Wow. I can't believe it. Hell, I'm a little nervous now. You're making me scared, man. I don't know if you was here earlier or not, but we had some really, really good debates. I use the Old Testament a lot in my debates. No worries, bro. No worries. Still cool that you're here. Hopefully we can get a debate in here while you're still interested. We usually don't have to wait long, but thank you for the hearts. Appreciate that. We got a celebrity in here, y'all. No, it's not me. I know I probably fooled some folks there. It's not me, though. It's Dr. Joshua Bowen. We love him. Thanks so much for the like, by the way. Yeah, y'all tap that screen. That'll get us some more folks in here to debate. As usual, the queue stays pretty full, but actually getting somebody to come up and talk's a little harder to do every now and then. Never takes too long, though. 5-10 minutes, I think, is the most I've ever had to wait on somebody to actually get debated on here. Thank you, Joshua. I was reading 1 Kings chapter 22 earlier. I was saying God was a liar. So there was a guy on earlier. I said, so I'm going to prophesy how this is going to go. I'm going to read a line that literally says, the Lord puts lies in the mouth of the prophet. And then you're going to tell me that either it wasn't the Lord or it wasn't a lie. It was actually the truth. So I read the verse and it says, so you say the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all of these prophets. And what does the guy say? He goes, well, that was Satan. I was like, no, it says it was the Lord. He goes, well, it was the truth then. Oh, what a good one that was. What a good one that was. Oh, great times. It's like I'm a prophet up in here. Man, how cool is this? I am tickled shitless right now, though. You have made my day, sir. You have made my day. So have all the people that have been here. There were 70-something people in here for over an hour. So we was really rocking. I've only got, I've just now hit 1,018 followers, so I'm still building the channel up here. Do you follow the foreshadowing of Jesus? I do not, sir, because I don't think foreshadowing is actually a thing. I think it's a big old giant cope. It's more of a cherry pick, try to make it make sense, I guess. I don't know. I can give you an example of that. Just for example, like in Matthew chapter 2, he says Jesus is fulfilling a prophecy by saying, out of Egypt I have called my son. But it's literally half a sentence from the Old Testament. So whoever wrote Matthew took a half of a man's sentence from the Old Testament and says this is a prophecy about Jesus. So usually when you read that, you have to say it's some kind of foreshadow because that's from Hosea 11. And if you read the whole thing, it says, when Israel was a child, I loved him, and out of Egypt I called my son. So it's clearly just retelling like an Exodus narrative, right? So that's what foreshadowing is to me. It's like a cope of a sentence, or in this case, half of a sentence. Like, to me, it's bad enough that you're cherry picking lines to try to say Jesus did something. It looks really, really bad when you use half of a man's sentence, though. Like, it makes it even worse. Was I ever yeah, I was a Christian until I was 26 or 27. Depends on how you define real Christian, but I was a tongue speaking, rolling in the floor, filling the Holy Ghost, double baptized, whatever you want to call it. But according to Hebrews 6, I have tasted the Holy Spirit and shared in the heavenly gift and fallen away, and I will never be brought back to repentance. I'm not lying, Nick. You are. By saying I'm a liar when I'm clearly not lying. That would make you the liar in here. Ouch. But yeah, the Bible stopped making sense to me, so Christianity stopped making sense to me, and I only believed in one God, so when I dropped the belief in one God, I was left with zero, which makes me, that's right, an atheist. Who just happens to know the Bible pretty good. but I focus now these days. I focus on mainly 3 books. I use Jeremiah, Isaiah, and Matthew. I think you can run the whole story with these 3 books here. Jeremiah is probably my favorite one to use just because it's so straightforward. You just can't argue with the simple wording in here. Isaiah is the most interesting, I think, but it takes way, way longer to actually debate Isaiah because it takes longer to explain because it's written like as a poem or something. Like they wrote it as a big old... It's not the same as Jeremiah, whatever it is. I guess it's poetry. I don't know what else to call it, but Jeremiah is extremely straightforward with its languages and what's going on and when these things are going to happen. It's pretty straight up. It's pretty straight up, y'all. And holy shit, the man we got up in here today. That's so cool. Let's see. Maybe we got one loading in here. Oh, never mind. Y'all, we need some Christians to debate. It's been almost 5 minutes. What has happened here? Usually don't have to wait this long. Been on since over 2 hours now. We're just reeling people in like crazy. What happened? What happened? Bon. That's cool, man. I just like seeing people's names sometimes in here. Oh, here's Unfleshed up here. He's cool to talk to, I think. He is, isn't he? Hey, what's up, Unfleshed?
How you doing?
Doing good, man. What about you?
Doing pretty good. I was kind of waiting for you to start talking about the what we've been talking about the past 2 times. Is that Jeremiah 19 correct? With
part of eating the babies, yeah.
Eating the babies. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm learning. Ever since he told me about that, I've just been thinking about it. But
yeah, it's awful. I couldn't stop thinking about it either.
Yeah. But I was trying to wait for someone else to talk about it, keep your show kind of in a flow. But
oh, thank you.
But I wanted to bring it up again because it in the beginning, God has the warning, right? He says he's going to do it, correct?
Yeah.
And then he says he's going to do it, and then he does do it, correct?
Yeah. He says he's going to bring all the evils he's pronounced against them to fulfillment. Yeah.
So how I think about it now is like, would that not be a foreshadowing of Revelation? If God says he's going to do those things in the past, shouldn't we assume he's going to do these things in the future? He said he's going to do it.
No, because Jeremiah basically ends, well, the covenant and the story ends with the new covenant. There's stuff after there, like the destruction of Babylon, which would have came after. But it ends there. Like this covenant that's made in Jeremiah 31 is an eternal covenant. And it says if it's broken, Israel or the offspring of Israel is never going to be a nation before God ever again. So, I mean, that's why I don't think you can go too much further after this without saying a lot changed, without breaking the covenant.
Okay. Well, I understand that, but the idea is that we haven't reached this endpoint. We haven't reached Judgment Day, right? We're still getting there. We're still in this process, correct? If the Bible's true.
Well, certain parts of it, yeah.
Well, let's just say we're assuming the Bible's true. Let me ask this: do you believe that the children being eaten? Do you believe that story has historical significance? Like, was that?
Yeah.
Do you think that we could find archaeological evidence that happened?
Absolutely, it's quite well attested to, actually.
Okay, so we do have okay, all right, cool deal. And so then, so God said it was going to happen. We have proof that it did happen. It's written down that it happened. So again, would this not correlate to Revelation? He says he's going to bring about this prophecy. He says he's going to do it. So then we should assume that he's going to do it.
Sure. Oh, sorry. But yeah, I think Revelation's its own thing. It's its own thing. But each thing kind of has to stand on their own too, because this is covering a whole lot of time and a whole lot of ground. So, like, just for example, I would say archaeologically, not only do you have almost no evidence to suggest that the Exodus was an actual event, but you have evidence against that. But here we move on till, nearly 1,000 years in the future, and we have a very well attested to event. So I think each event has to stand on its own in the Bible. You can't just say, since
Yeah.
this one thing's not.
I understand
didn't
that.
happen, then none
I
of it
don't want
happened,
to.
you
I don't
know?
want to drift too far because I'm trying to. My point is that he claimed he was going to do it then. So why? How is it different now? He said. It
Well, I
should.
mean, that ain't really my point bringing that up. I just think it's messed up. Like, I use that to say it's
I understand.
evil
Well,
of God to
that's.
make
I
him
forgot
do
to do
this.
so. I was gonna do something cool and like read a messed up verse from Revelation, talk about where the demons come up from the ground and start harassing people and stuff like that, and men
The
they
bugs
beg
with
for death
hair
and death
and
won't come.
crowns and lady faces or
Yeah. Like that's a mess
scorpion
up.
tails.
That's pretty messed up, right, Mister Apostate? But
Yeah, it is messed
but
up. And they're not
but
even
he
supposed to
said, but he says
unalive
he's gonna
people.
do
They're
it.
just torturing them. It says they can't unalive them.
Yeah, they don't die. Yeah, but that's horrible. And like again, it's he did. It was horrible back then, right? And he said he was going to do it. So now we have a future prophecy where bad stuff is going to happen. So we should assume that he will do it. If he did do it back then he will do it in the future.
Well, he'll still be evil in the future then. It's just my argument there, basically.
I understand that. We could also go into perspective because people that do evil things, sometimes I think they're doing it justifiably, like they've justified it in their mind, right?
Well,
Like
sure, but I'm talking about God, though.
I know, but without God, then evil is just an opinion.
Sure.
Okay. All right. But I guess I really don't have any other
Yeah,
points.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that. That's why I think we ought to get together and base what is evil and moral and good on actual criteria like harm.
I know,
Stuff
but then
like
we.
that. Over just saying the God of the Bible don't like it, so we shouldn't do it. Like, it's not going
But
to.
then we're relying on other man, and like we
That's
have
all we
people
can
that
do.
don't like
That's all
us
we
for
got,
our
brother.
skin color and stuff.
Yeah, we have to decide this.
Yeah, but if we continue that logic down the road, it's going to end up in destruction. It's always done that.
No, really, I think we're by almost all statistics, we're in some sort of golden age right now. If you compare us to the ancient world.
Yeah, but depending on where you live,
I mean,
it's not so nice in some other places
just
right
how
now.
you look at it, I guess. But I mean, like our lifespans are over twice as long now in the modern
Yeah,
age.
that's true.
I mean, the gap
That is true.
between rich and poor is 10 times less than it was in ancient Rome. You know what I mean? Like there's actual middle class now. That's crazy, even though rocky as that can be.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely.
Stuff
I
like
think
that. Like we know what pathogens are. We can take vaccines. I mean, like it's pretty amazing.
yeah, all that
We have
stuff
air
is good.
conditioners.
Yeah, not everybody is so blessed with air conditioners. But yeah, man.
Well, most of America's got one. But
Yeah, man. Well, hell, that was really the only thing I wanted to press on you about. I don't think I'm going to really move you, but I'd still want to give you my opinion on it. I'll probably be thinking about
No, that's
the children being eaten down in the future, and I'll come back with
Have
you
you
something.
read Lamentations too?
No, I think we talked about it the first time I talked but you want to go ahead and go back over it?
I can. You want me to?
Yeah, for sure.
Let me see if we don't have. Okay, awesome. So we don't have another person in the queue. I was going to say if we had somebody else in the queue, I'll just move on. But since there's nobody in the queue, let's do something really, really fun and read Lamentations, chapter 2. This shit it's horrific.
Okay.
It's pretty scary. But it's also insane. So the title of this chapter is God's Warnings Fulfilled. All right. Verse 1, Lamentations chapter 2. How the Lord in his anger has humiliated daughter Zion. He has thrown down from heaven to earth the splendor of Israel. He has not remembered his footstool in the day of his anger. The Lord has destroyed without mercy all the dwellings of Jacob. In his wrath he has broken down the strongholds of daughter Judah. He has brought down to the ground in dishonor the kingdom and its rulers. He has cut down in fierce anger all the might of Israel. He has withdrawn his right hand from them in the face of the enemy. He has burned like a flaming fire in Jacob, consuming all around. He has bent his bow like an enemy. With his right hand set like a foe, he has unalived all those in whom we took pride, in the tent of daughter Zion. He has poured out his fury like fire. The Lord has become like an enemy. He has destroyed Israel. He has destroyed all its places, all its palaces laid in ruin, its strongholds and multiplied, and daughter Judah mourning and lamentation. He has broken down his booth like a garden. He has destroyed his tabernacle. The Lord has abolished in Zion festival and Sabbath, and in his fierce indignation has spurned king and priest. The Lord has scorned his altar, disowned his sanctuary. He has delivered into the hand of the enemy the walls of her palaces. A clamor was raised in the house of the Lord as on the day of festival. The Lord determined to lay in ruin the wall of daughter Zion. He stretched the line. He did not withhold his hand from destroying, because he caused rampart and wall to lament. They languish together. Her gates have sunk into the ground. He has ruined and broken her bars. Her king and princes are among the nations. Guidance is no more, and her prophets obtain no visions from the Lord. That's why I bring up Jeremiah chapter 19 all the time, too, when the Lord says, he warns them, if you're having prophets and dreams during exile, don't listen to them, they're a lie. But anyway, verse 10, it says, the daughters of Zion sit on the ground in silence. They have thrown dust on their heads. They put on sackcloth. The young women of Jerusalem have bowed their heads to the ground. The eyes are spent with weeping. My stomach turns. My bile is poured out on the ground because of the destruction of my people, because infants and babes faint in the streets of the city. They cry to their mothers, where is bread and wine, as they faint like the wounded in the streets of the city, as their life is poured out on their mothers' bosoms. What can I say for you? What to compare you, O daughter Jerusalem? To what I liken you, that I may comfort you, O virgin daughter Zion? For vast is the sea of your ruin. Who can heal you? Your prophets have seen for you false and deceptive visions. They have not exposed your iniquity to restore your fortunes, but have seen oracles for you that are false and misleading. All who pass along the way clap their hands at you, and they hiss and wags their heads at daughter Jerusalem. This is the city that was called a perfection of beauty, the joy of all earth. That's a question mark. And it says, all of your enemies open their mouths against you. They hiss, they gnash their teeth, they cry, we have devoured her. Ah, this is the day that we have longed for. At last we have seen it. The Lord has done what he purposed. He has carried out his threat. He has ordained long ago. He has demolished without pity. He has made the enemy rejoice over you and exalted the might of your foes. Cry aloud to the Lord, O wall of daughter Zion. Let the tears stream down like a torrent day and night. Give yourself no rest, your eyes no respite. Arise, cry out in the night at the beginning of the watches. Pour out your heart like water before the presence of the Lord. Lift your hands to him for the lives of your children who faint in hunger at the head of every street. Look, O Lord, and consider, to whom have you done this? Should women eat their offspring, the children that they have borne? Should priest and prophet be unalived in the sanctuary of the Lord? The young and the old are lying on the ground in the streets. My young women and my young men have fallen by the sword. In the day of your anger you have unalived them, slaughtering without mercy. You have invited my enemies from all around as for the day of festival. And on the day of the anger of the Lord, no one escaped or survived. Those who I bore and reared, my enemy has destroyed. That's pretty damn scary, ain't it?
Yes, sir. Sure is. And I think
Crazy to think of all-loving, all-merciful God is, what does that say? Oh, yeah, it says slaughtering without mercy here.
And when we had talked about that when we first talked, that absolutely. Thank you, brother. So 37, it says, who can speak and have it happen if the Lord has not decreed it? It is not from the mouth of, is it not from the mouth of the Most High that both calamites and good things come? Why should the living complain when punished for their sins? Let us examine our ways and test them, and let us return to the Lord. Let us lift up our hearts and our hands to God in heaven and say, we have sinned and rebelled, and you have not forgiven. So he's kind of accepting that what had happened was brought about because of sin, that they were sinful people. I know you were talking to someone earlier this morning, and they were bringing it up that they had already basically have been disobeying God, have not been following God.
Right, right.
And
Yeah,
so
that's what
they
I
had
said in Jeremiah. The sin is not keeping the law. 1 John chapter 3, it says sin is lawlessness, point blank. So if sin is
yeah,
breaking the law, then Jeremiah's right. God was mad because they stopped keeping the law. Sinning was breaking the law.
yeah,
Not keeping
absolutely.
it in this case, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, but like you're bringing that up, or the Lamentations 2 confirms. I think I'm just trying to bring it back to the point I had too, because I think it does. God said it would happen. It happened. We have a second eyewitness account saying it happened and it was really bad. So again, when it comes to the future scripture, when it comes to Revelation, what's going to happen then? Shouldn't we assume that that is what's going to happen because God said it will happen?
Sure.
I know.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, I know.
the new covenant didn't happen.
Yeah. What? All right, man.
Jerusalem got sieged and destroyed, right? But the new covenant that he makes later in Jeremiah was still broken.
Yeah.
So it's like a little bit different argument, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
I like what you're
and I
going
also
at,
need to read more as well because I think you do know more than me on like the Bible verses, but not. But I think we just have a different lens of perspective, honestly.
Definitely.
But all right, I guess I'm out of questions.
Coming up, man.
Yeah, man. What do you want for Christmas?
No worries. I want Santa Claus to show himself this year.
Okay. All right. All right,
I want to
brother.
see him eat the cookie.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, man. Talk to you later,
man. Take it easy. Yeah, Josh Bowen makes a great point. Couldn't you say the same about Marduk and the destruction of Babylon? Because Cyrus gave the glory to Marduk. In Isaiah chapter 45, he uses Cyrus to free the exiles and rebuild the city. And he even says, he did not know me. And in other references, he also says, Cyrus, he calls him the one I loved in his arm. But he also says, Cyrus doesn't even know me. He says, even though you don't know me. Cyrus gave all the glory to Marduk. So it was Marduk who was going to make this all happen. What a great point. Dr. Joshua, what a great point. Man, it's great having him here. It was actually Marduk. That was it. He destroyed Babylon. What a great point. I got to make a note of that shit. All right, let's bring up Katie. I think. Katie, you there?
Oh, sorry guys. I'm here.
Accidental?
Yeah, it was accidental. I was listening and just trying to get some of my laundry done. I must accidentally hit the button.
Oh, yeah, no worries. I'll drop you back here. Don't worry. All right. Yeah, that happens a lot. All right, let's bring up, boy, that A looks familiar. Maybe the A-hole. Nick, are you there? Hello? Nicholas? Nick Nap? Nick Nap Paddywhack? You can talk. You don't have to say yes in the comments. You're on everybody can hear you. Hello? Oh, I don't think he knows he was actually on the stage there. No thank. Damn. All right, y'all. Y'all tap the screen for me, please. I reckon that's the only way I know to get people rounded up in here. I can't get nobody to actually load in. I guess it's all accidents in the queue there. Yeah. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. Thank you to Lord Marduk. Somebody said earlier it takes more faith to be an atheist. You telling me us dirty heathens got more faith in atheism than you got in Jesus? If that's the case, you need to really do some work on your faith. You can't let the heathens have more faith than you, man. That's not a good look. That's not a good look, y'all. Anyway, if you're a Christian, come on up. I'm not a name caller and a shouter. I just want to have good conversations here. That's what we like on this channel. Highly contentious, but still civil debates. I ain't here to holler and name call like third graders at nobody. Don't care for none of that. We just like the firecracker shows like we had yesterday. What a show that was. Maybe there's somebody here. Oh. Maybe you there?
Yellow, if you can hear
Hey,
me.
what's up, bud? Yeah, are you over 18?
Yeah.
Cool. Are you a Christian?
Yes, sir.
Good deal. So which one of these topics did the Lord send you to debate us on today?
Honestly, I mainly want to know why you fell out of faith. I'm still I'm still grappling with everything, doing my own studying, and many of my viewpoints differ from my peers in this field. And above all, I believe I've been called less to debate and more so to understand where you're coming from, so that I can help better. I feel like debating on any of these topics would be a little bit dishonest and a bit for my own pride or ego.
Okay, so what do you want to? You just want to know why I left Christianity?
Yeah. What are some of the
Mostly because
viewpoints,
of the
the
Bible.
verses?
Well, just for example, if you start reading in Matthew, in the first 2 chapters of Matthew, he gives 5 prophecies explicitly that he's saying Jesus is fulfilling, and he's telling a little story in each little paragraph, and then he's quoting the actual prophets, right? So the problem is, some of these prophecies aren't even messianic prophecies. Some of them aren't even there, and all of them seem to be completely taken out of the context of what he's actually quoting. So that's a huge problem for me. Second problem is that this God, based on the Old Testament and sometimes in the New Testament, just doesn't even seem to be worthy of worship. It just seems more like a narcissistic psychopath than a loving God.
I'll have to read up on Matthew and on Matthew's prophecies independently because I don't think I can pull up any notes and give you an honest answer. But I will say that the Old Testament God is portrayed a lot more tyrannical than I'd like him to be. I believe that he is this way compared to the New Testament because he was dealing with way worse people, such as the folks in Sodom and
You
Gomorrah.
think God changed?
No, I don't believe God. I don't believe God changed. I believe the people he was
Then
dealing
it's probably
with.
the same God from the Old Testament, isn't it?
The New and Old Testament Yahweh are the exact same. There's just a difference in reaction compared to what he was dealing with.
Right. So if it's the same God from the Old Testament, it only makes sense to say that it's the same psychotic God from the Old Testament in the Old than it is the New.
And I'm saying that the Old Testament God and the New Testament God are not just the exact same, but the fact that he seems a lot more intense in the Old Testament is because of the difference in people. In the New Testament, the stuff that was normalized there wasn't normalized back in places with the Old Testament, like Sodom and Gomorrah, where they tried to normalize gang essaying minors, the burning of babies, throwing folks
I'm
in
not real familiar
furnaces.
with that story. Is that the one where God unalives the lady for looking in the wrong direction?
Yep. It's where
that
Lot's
one.
wife was turned into a pillar of salt. Yes.
Oh, that's right. I remember now. Yeah, and then Lot impregnates his own daughters in a cave after that. Yeah, I remember now.
Which wasn't endorsed by God.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just, great book. But anyway, so it wouldn't be a problem for you if Jesus didn't actually fulfill any of these prophecies from the Old Testament that the New Testament is saying he did?
It would be a problem. As Messiah, he has to fulfill the exact prophecies. If you're willing to give me the passages of these prophecies, I'll be willing to do my own research into it. And if you're still here by the time I'm done, I'll come back.
Okay. Well, that was just that one's in the story of Lot and Sodom and Gomorrah and stuff. But Like
Okay.
just the first 2 chapters of Matthew, like there's 5 paragraphs, but he gives like here, let's do a super easy one and quick one just for example. This one
Okay.
says, so at the very end of Matthew chapter 2, it says, there he made his home in a town called Nazareth, so that what had been spoken through the prophets might be fulfilled. He will be called a Nazarene. So there should be a prophecy about this, right?
Okay.
Do you know where that prophecy is?
Where is it?
Nowhere. Don't exist. It's not in the Bible.
So there's no prophecy about Jesus being a Nazarene.
No, but Matthew is saying there is. He's quoting it specifically. He says, so what had been spoken through the prophets might be fulfilled. He will be called a Nazarene. But unfortunately, there's not even a prophecy about that. So I can only be led to believe that he's completely making it up, or he's interpreting something so badly that it makes no sense. Like from the Old Testament, I mean.
My closest guesses as to where this might come from, because I haven't done extensive research into it yet, is that Matthew may be associating the word Nazarene with the Hebrew word netzer, meaning branch or sprout. The branch being a common term for the Messiah, as seen in Isaiah 1:11. A shoot will come up from the stump of Jesse, and his roots or branch will bear fruit. In Hebrew is
Yeah, it sounds
usually
like you Googled the apologetic for that, but either way, it doesn't say Nazareth or Nazarene. He's completely misinterpreting something from the Old Testament. So he's not even reading these prophecies right.
To be fair, I'm not sure we can 100% read the prophecies or read the prophecies right either, because
Well, I can
because
read
of
that
Bible
if he quotes a
translations.
prophecy specifically, like there's 4 other ones. Well, there's 3 in this chapter, but there's 4 before this. He quotes all those. Well, at least they're there. I don't know about quoting them right, but at least they're there. You know what I mean? Like right above that, the massacre of the infants. He quotes Jeremiah 31. It says, a voice was heard in Ramah, wailing in loud lamentation. Rachel is weeping for her children. She refused to be consoled because they are no more. He's quoting Jeremiah there, and he's saying this is a prophecy being fulfilled about Herod unaliving a bunch of babies in and around Bethlehem, right? But if you just go read Jeremiah 31, it don't have squat to do with that. That's about the joyful return of the exiles. So, I mean, it don't have anything to do with babies being unalive. Like, Matthew's just making this stuff up. He's cherry-picking lines from the Old Testament and saying it's about Jesus. But if you actually just go read them, they don't have anything to do with Jesus, ever. Not a single one of them.
Okay. Well, I don't know too much about the verses being spoken, so I won't give you a half-baked answer and expect you to take it. And I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie and say
I
that.
respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that.
It's about honesty. It's a sin to lie, and it's a sin to lie, and I'll keep the commandments.
Well, sure, but what's your initial reaction to learning here that Matthew is quoting prophecies that he's just misinterpretations of stuff that don't even have nothing to do with it?
My initial reaction is curiosity. I want to look further into it, and I want to look deeper, because we're both humans, and we could both be wrong about stuff. If I look into it and I find no acceptable answer, then of course this is going to alter my faith, because God says He won't break any promises. But until I do more research and find some solid grounding in it, I won't make a firm decision until I know everything.
That's cool. I respect that, man. I really do.
Yeah, Eden. Then a lot of false information is.
I just found this stuff really concerning when I first heard it.
Eden, you have a right to. Eden, it's a bold claim for anyone, especially God, to claim that he'll never lead you astray. I completely understand your curiosity regarding that situation.
Absolutely. But this is just, like I said, this is just one of many, many, many examples like this. Like this, the problems are immediate and immense, especially when you start reading Matthew. Like, just for example, right off the bat, Matthew, he gives the genealogy of Jesus. He says there's 14 generations between Jesus and the exile, right? But if you count them, there's not even 14. So he didn't even count to 14 right. There's 13. But he goes through Jeconiah. Jeremiah 22 says that line is cursed. You can't even use that, which Luke actually corrects for that. But the problem is, Joseph didn't even consummate the marriage until after Jesus was born. So you can't even get to David. Like, these are a whole lot of problems, man. Whole lot of problems.
Yeah. All right, and I'll be sure to do my research on them and keep them in mind.
Dude, take however long you need, 1, 2, 3 days. Study up on it, get some good answers, hit the Google scholars, whatever you got to do. But get good and confident on what we're talking about here, because I talk about this stuff mostly over and over. But come back when you're super knowledgeable about it, and then we'll have a really good
Thank you.
debate on it.
God bless you for being respectful. This, in fact, wasn't a screaming match.
Yeah, I don't like those.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you for the mutual
I say
understanding.
dumb stuff all the time. I don't. But
See ya.
anyway, man. Yeah, take it easy. Go check that shit out. I think apparently I didn't know it till I started this channel, but the Bible turned more people into atheists than I would have ever imagined. So sending people away to read the Bible is always a win, in my opinion. And in case you haven't been here before, I am the Apostate 8. I'm an undereducated person who didn't even complete middle school. And you can watch me perform the intellectual takedowns of Christian theology up in here. Or, if you think that's what's happening, great. If you're a Christian and you think I'm getting crushed, enjoy. Enjoy watching me getting crushed. This is fun for everybody here. And besides TikTok ban language, it's basically a free speech zone. I don't give a fuck what somebody says to me, what they call me, as long as you're not doing it while I'm talking over and over again. You can say whatever you want, just be capable of the actual conversation. That would be great. Yeah, I hear you, Rick. I do. Sometimes I don't even feel like it's. Some people just I'm like, I don't even want to have this conversation. They're just too nice sometimes. Like, I just feel bad about it. Like, almost feel too pressing or something. Tell him, Joe. Tell him, Joe. Oh, shit. All right. Let's try the next person here. I think he might have been here earlier. Oh, no, I think it was an accident. All right. There's still a few. Let's try maybe in the Grassies here.
Yo.
Yo, what's up, buddy? Are you over 18?
Yeah. I just turned 18 a few days ago.
Oh, that's cool. Happy birthday a few days ago.
Thanks, bro.
Are you
I'm
a
going
Christian?
into this debate. I do not want to be mean or anything. I just want to get your opinion on why do you think the stuff that you said.
Oh, well, are you a Christian?
Yes, I am. I'm Orthodox Christian.
Okay, cool. So which part in particular are you talking about there?
Well, are you asking what my religion is or what I'm speaking about, what I'm asking you?
Well, I was just confirming you're a Christian or not. That's why I wrote
Yeah, I
Christians
am.
only up here.
My religion is Orthodox Christian.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. But I mean, what was you wondering about specifically that I was talking about, you said? I think God is an unjust narcissist and a liar because it literally says he lies to people in the Old Testament. He puts lies in the mouths of his prophets to deceive people. And I say he's a narcissist because, like in Isaiah chapter 48:11, he says God does all this for God. It's all about God's glory and glorifying God, and that's why I call him a narcissist. And I call him unjust because he does unjust things like generational punishments and punishing people for other people's crimes, dealing out bodily mutilation as punishment for crimes. Like, I think all this is unjust.
Yeah, so I can see that you were a former Christian, right? Until what age were you a Christian, and why did you decide to do the change to?
I was 26 or 27, and it was because I actually started. Dude, I'll admit it. I'm a freaking idiot. Up until I was in my mid-20s, I never even considered to question this stuff. I didn't know you were supposed to. I just grew up thinking it was the truth, so why question it? And eventually I did learn to question it, and once I did, I already knew the Bible pretty good. But once I learned that these were problems because they were problems, I dropped it immediately, almost overnight. Kind of through the zeitgeist thing, too.
Yeah, so like I mean, I am a Christian since I was little. My parents are Orthodox, all my family is Orthodox, and they haven't forced it onto me. They let me discover for myself to see if I do believe in this, and I do. I mean, I
Well,
am not.
if you turned around today and said, "Hey, I'm going to start worshiping Satan," to your parents, what would they say?
They would probably be shocked because I am very religious, but I believe they wouldn't have an outlash on me. I believe they would respect my decision. Maybe they would surely speak to me first to see if this is my final decision, if it's just a phase, if it's something that I saw on the internet or
Nice.
something. But I believe they wouldn't, like you. Somebody expects all Christian parents are strict. They wouldn't lash out to me. They wouldn't force religion onto me. They would just say, "Okay, son, is it your final decision? Have you read about this? Have you done this, that?" And that's it.
Well, that's cool. At least they won't. I don't want them disowning you.
So listen, I mean to speak about this. I have read the Bible. I have gone to church many times. I have gone to churches in many countries. I have visited cathedrals. I
Amen.
have
Amen.
visited everything. And
Sir.
I do believe in the stuff that's happening. I don't mean to be rude, but I believe that you may have misinterpreted some of the lines from the Bible, like God does that only
You
for
want to
God.
read
But
some, and you want to read some of them and see?
I'm currently driving home, so I don't have the Bible with me.
Oh
So
shit! You can't, you can't say you're driving and live, and man, I have to drop you. That's TikTok. You can come back up, but you'll have to say I pulled over or something. You can't say you're driving and living. But yeah, I mean, we can just go read it, man. We can coincidentally, I got every single version of the inerrant word of God right here, ready to go. Let's bring it back up here. Did you pull
I
over?
just wanted to say I ain't the one driving, but I pulled over just in case.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right. So do you
So
want to
let's.
read some of the stuff that I was saying?
I want you to read because I do not have my Bible with me because I'm not home.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So you want me to read you a passage where it says says he's putting lying spirits in the mouths of his prophets?
Yeah, read anything you want.
So do you know what passage I'm talking about?
I
I mean,
believe.
you don't have to. It's not like a gotcha question. I'm just
Can
curious
you?
if you know which story I'm
I
going to
would
bring
like
up and stuff.
you if you could just specify what are you reading so I can.
This is from 1 Kings chapter 22.
Yeah.
And but what I want to know is, before I actually read this, if it says that God is putting lies in the mouths of the prophets, will you admit that God's lying here?
Can you first read so I will base my response on? I mean,
Well, I want you to admit if he's lying here that God's a liar.
I will.
If he's lying. If we read it and it sounds like he's lying.
I mean, I will see. I will try to speak the truth.
Okay, so let me read the few lines here from this chapter. And it says, until a certain... Wait. Then one said one thing and one said another, until a certain spirit came forward and stood before the Lord, saying, I will entice him. How? Spoke the Lord, asked him. He replied, I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. Then the Lord said, you are to entice him, and you shall succeed. Go out and do it. So you see, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these your prophets. The Lord has decreed disaster for you. So it sounds an awful lot like God's putting lies in the mouths of prophets, don't it?
What goes after that? The passes after that.
Ahab gets unalived in the battle because they lied to him.
I mean, we all need, obviously, when we are speaking on this matter, we all need to know some context behind this. So I would say
Right.
that
So
God,
apparently God can't figure out how to unalive Ahab. He needs somebody to trick him into falling in this battle. Before this, he had asked his prophet if he should go to battle or not. He's like, is it going to be good or bad? And the prophet says, oh, it's going to be good. And he goes, are you lying to me? And the prophet's like, yeah, I was smudging it a little. And he tells a little bit different story. So now he doesn't trust him. So God can't figure out how to get somebody to entice him to go unalive in this battle. And he says, here, I'll just read this last little whole part here. And it says, then Micah said, therefore, hear the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne with all the host of heaven beside him, to the right and to the left of him. And the Lord said, who will entice Ahab so that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead. Then one said one thing and one said another, until a certain spirit came forward and stood before the Lord, saying, I will entice him. How? The Lord asked him. He replied, I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. Then the Lord said, you are to entice him, and you shall succeed. Go out and do it. So you see, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these your prophets. The Lord has decreed disaster for you.
I want
So
to
the Lord is
ask
making the
you and
prophets
maybe the
lie.
comments if Ahab was a bad guy in the Bible.
Well, it doesn't matter if he's a bad guy. The point is, God is lying to him to unalive him.
But was he a bad guy?
Doesn't matter.
Can you just say yes or no?
The point, sure, he was a bad guy, but that doesn't
Yeah.
justify God lying, though. This is the point here: is God lying, not him being a bad guy.
So I want to say that God created earth, God created sunlight, God created everything. That is what says in the Bible. That is what Christians believe. Yes?
Sure.
And evil is the absence of good, correct? So
Sure.
maybe the bad things that are happening are the absence of people who don't believe in God.
Oh, okay. So let me read this last little verse for you again. It says,
So
So you see, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these your prophets. So did the Lord put a lying spirit in the mouth of the prophet?
the sentence that you read says he did.
Okay. So God put lies in the mouth of the prophets. That means God was lying to the man.
Did God lie multiple times in the Bible or this one time?
Oh, multiple times, yeah. He lies to Adam
Yeah.
and Eve, too.
So okay, but all those lies have a meaning, no? He lied. He put the
Yeah,
lying
but he's
spirit
lying. That's the point. He's
to
a
murder
liar. That's my
Ahab.
whole
No,
debate point up here. If you're admitting God's a liar, then you're losing the debate.
I mean okay, but I'm just counter question. Do all lies that he told have a meaning? Did all of
Yeah,
them
and
have
this
some
one, it
meaning?
means he needed Ahab to die in battle, and
Yeah,
he couldn't
he
figure out how to
put the
do it.
lying prophet to kill Ahab. So listen, I'm going to put something here. You are driving,
Yeah.
and your wife is in labor. She needs. Oh, sorry, my friend called me there. So listen, if your how can I say this? Your wife is in labor. She's giving birth, and if you don't arrive to the hospital in 2 minutes, your wife and baby will die. I'm saying this as a hypothetical. I hope this never happens to anybody. But to get there, you have to squish with your tires a little rat on the street. So would you squish that little rat to save your wife and child, or
You
would
mean if I
you?
saw it?
The rat is on the road, and you have to squish the rat to save your wife and child. Would you do that?
Sure, I would. Yeah, I would squish the rat. Yeah.
So that's what God did. He sent out a lying prophet to get rid of an evil, to get rid of Ahab.
Do you know what
I
the
mean,
Bible says happens to liars?
I know lying is strictly prohibited.
Yeah. So why don't God do what He says is prohibited?
I get your point, and I get what you are saying, but I mean, sometimes in the Bible it says that God cannot sin and that He is above sin.
Well, He's clearly sinning if He's lying, isn't He?
But I'm saying that He's above sin
Is
because
lying a sin?
everything in the Bible is
lying a sin,
everything is
though?
made by God. Sin is made by God, and everything is made by God.
Is
God
sin
is
a
above.
lie?
Lying is a sin, and it is prohibited in the
Okay,
Bible.
so God did it,
But
right?
I'm saying that all of it has.
Yeah, but why do you have this double standard, though? Why do you let God get away with all this stuff that He says is horrible and evil and prohibited, but He does it all Himself? Oh, no. No, no, no. Dang. Have to go. All right, man. I hear you. That's a pretty convenient time there, though. Convenient time to have the phone die. All right, I'll die. Hold on. This phone could have died there. So, oh man, comments are rolling in. I can barely read them. Hey, sorry y'all. When I'm talking to somebody, I'm too simple-minded to keep track of what's going on here and there. So I try to listen really hard because I'm so simple. So sorry. If you haven't heard me before, I got a 7th grade education in here. I can only do so much. I think that's my superpower, though. I'm so undereducated that I can only speak in the most simplest terms. That's why nobody can defeat me and my arguments that I've set up with my simple wording, like, the Lord put the lies in the mouth. Like, how can you interpret that? Well, you can do it like the last guy and say, oh, that was the devil. It was the devil, y'all. All right. So we still got a good half hour I can be on here. So let's bring up Hello Dart, if he's here. Hello, you there?
I guess I am. I've been going in and
Oh,
out. I
cool.
don't know if that was me or you or them or what. Can you hear me?
I don't think it was me. Yeah. You're over 18, ain't you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. Are you one of the Christians?
On the phone. No.
Huh?
No. I just kind
Oh,
of.
we're just looking to debate Christians up here today.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll step in here some other time.
All right, appreciate you, bud. We'll see. Oops, hit the wrong button. Let's see if we can get a another believer up in here. Oh, he's got some math on here. Shit. Oh, I tried to bring you up, man. I don't know what happened. Math problem person. So that's how bad I am. I don't even know what kind of math that was. I was trying to call him the type of math that was being done on his profile. I was like, I don't even know what that is. Oh, shit. I'm in bad shape, y'all. All right, let's bring up Mr. HC. I'm sure he's got us. He's got our number here this time. Loading it. HC, you there?
So,
HC, you there?
yeah, you said I got an argument. Hello?
Hey, what's up, buddy? You're over 18, ain't you?
Oh yeah. I'm good in over 18. I think I got.
Awesome. Are you one of the Christians?
Oh yeah. I believe
Awesome.
in Jesus
So,
Christ.
which one of these topics you want to debate us on today?
Actually, I had mentioned something to you earlier about foreshadowing, and you had brought up prophecies in the Bible. Foreshadowing is a little bit different than that. You know, you ever heard of? No, I was in the comments, but you know,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
at
I was
work
about to
now,
say,
but I
holy
was
shit,
on my
my
lunch
memory's
break.
worse than I thought. I was about to say, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, I had said something in the comments, you know, and you responded.
Oh, I
to
got
it.
you. Yeah, I remember now. You said something about foreshadowing, right?
Right.
Yeah, I was saying
Right,
that
yeah.
I don't
And
even think
you started
foreshadowing's a legit
you
thing because it doesn't make sense to the actual context.
no, foreshadowing is very legit. I mean, even Jesus said the whole the Old Testament talks about him, and that's what people are getting it
So,
wrong at. They trying to put themselves in these stories. The stories are about Jesus. When you
no,
insert
I don't
Jesus
agree.
in these stories,
Yeah, if you insert
huh?
them in there, but it's never actually there.
Well, not when I say insert them, I mean I'm talking about they in there. You have to find them. You have to
Oh, you got to dig them
relate
out,
it. You
right?
have to relate it to his story.
You got to like claw through the words and get to
Well, yeah,
Jesus in
pretty
there,
much.
right?
That's what God.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly right.
Good.
That's what God said.
Okay, good.
If you go to Proverbs, Proverbs 25:2. I can't
Well,
exactly,
hold
but
on. Let
it
me
tell
see
you
if I
that
can give you a
he
really good
glorifies
example.
and he.
Can I give you an
Huh?
example of what might be a foreshadow from Matthew here? Is that
Oh yeah,
okay? You
go
there?
ahead. Yeah.
All right.
So
So I'm going to read
while
you a
you doing,
passage here.
did you find?
What?
Okay, let me take them. I took them headphones off.
Oh, okay. I
Can you
didn't
hear
know
me
what was
better?
going on there, but you wasn't showing a bad signal or anything either. Okay,
Yeah,
so
them
let me read you
headphones,
this passage from
it's
Matthew,
hard
and you
for me to
tell me
find.
if this is a good example of foreshadowing, okay? So it says, so in
Okay.
Matthew chapter 2, verse 13, it says, Now that they had left, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, Get up, take the child and his mother, and flee to Egypt, and remain there until I tell you, for Herod is about to search for the child to destroy him. Then Joseph got up, took the child and his mother by night, and went to Egypt, and remained there until the unalignment of Herod. This was to fulfill what had been spoken through the prophet, Out of Egypt I have called my son. So do you think that prophecy there is an example of a foreshadow?
That's a prophecy. That's a prophecy.
Is it? You know what
And
that's
you know,
from?
I'm gonna tell you the truth. You know, huh?
You know what prophecy
Yeah, I
that's
mean, it's
from?
supposed to
Where?
be. It's supposed to be. I don't know exactly where it's from. It ain't from. That ain't in Isaiah, right?
It's Hosea 11. And I was
Hosea. Yeah,
going
that's
to
right.
say I could read it for you, but
Yeah.
I've actually got it memorized. It says, When Israel was a child, I loved him,
Well,
and out of Egypt I called my son. The more I called from them, the more they went from me, and they kept sacrificing to the Baals and offering incense to idols. Does this sound like a prophecy about Jesus, or does it sound like a retelling of the Exodus?
Well, it's according how you interpret it. You know, I mean, everybody
It's
don't
like a
have the gift of
foreshadow, right?
interpretation. Do you agree with that?
Is it a
No,
foreshadow?
that's meant to be a prophecy. No,
Ah, I get told that
no,
one's a
it's meant to be
foreshadow
a
all the
prophecy.
time.
They different.
Well, how's it a prophecy? What's the
Well,
prophecy
they
there?
getting it wrong. You know. Well, I haven't studied all them. I'm more studying like the typology. You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
You ever heard that term, typology?
Yeah, it's the same as foreshadowing,
And
basically.
that's more that, right. So that's what I'm spending a lot of my time, you know, doing that, and that's right there what convinces me that
Well, I feel
the
like
old,
those are really fancy
you know,
words for
I know
cherry
you don't
picking,
hear that
honestly.
term.
Yeah.
No, they're not cherry picking, my man.
Oh, they
How
definitely
can
are.
you say
So
they're cherry
when
picking and
because when Matthew says there's a prophecy about being
well,
called out of Egypt fulfilled in Jesus, but you go back and read this so-called prophecy, but it's a retelling of the Exodus that is clearly about Israel because they were sacrificing to Baal. It's clearly not about Jesus, right? Yeah.
okay. Yeah, wait, yeah.
How could that be
Because
about
I
Jesus?
have
It says
I
they
have
were
heard y'all bring that.
sacrificing to the
Y'all
Baals.
bring that one up a lot.
Who's y'all?
Y'all bring that one up a lot, and I really haven't dived into that one. You know, to look.
Oh.
You know.
You should check it out because
But
it's
what
pretty
about
messed up.
Isaac? What about Isaac? Abraham and
What about it?
Isaac. Don't you think that story relates to Jesus?
No. Not at all.
Why would you say that? I mean,
Why would you say
everything.
it
I
does?
mean,
It don't have
when,
anything
if
to
you
do with
really, if
Jesus.
you,
Like Jesus is some Messiah who's supposed to die for people's sins. Like, don't make no sense.
I mean, if you read and study that if you read and study that story, like let me give you like a parallel or similarity. You know, like for instance, both of them was prophesied. Isaac and Jesus was prophesied, right?
Was they?
You agree?
I don't
Huh?
know. Was they? Were they? Where?
Isaac was prophesied. Yeah.
Okay. Where's the prophecy about Isaac then?
It was Genesis 8:18. What read? I don't have my Bible with me. Read Genesis 18:10.
Genesis 18:10. Says, Then one said, I will surely return to you in due season, and your wife Sarah shall have a son. And Sarah was listening at the tent entrance behind him. So Sarah had Isaac?
Right. Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, cool.
Okay. That's both. When I say, you know, whenever they say both of them was prophesied, that parallels to Jesus. And then both women, Mary and Sarah, both of them questioned their prophecy. Both of them questioned it because both of them would have been miraculous birth, right? Because Sarah was what she was barren. She was old age and she wasn't supposed to be able to have a child. And of course, Mary was supposed to be untouched. She supposed to be, virgin. So both of them was a miraculous birth. So both of them questioned their prophecy, right?
So where's there
That's
a prophecy
parallel.
about miraculous
And
births in the
then you
Old
would go. So you got me without. So I don't have my notes on me.
Was it Isaiah
I
7?
had a lot of stuff written down at home.
Was it
Oh no,
Isaiah
I'm not
7?
even. I'm not. We're not. No. What you talking about? The virgin birth. That what you talking about?
Well, it's pretty miraculous if he was born from a virgin, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's where that was at. I think it is Isaiah, right? But
Do you know that's actually a
it's
prophecy
in
about
there.
a war?
But it's in there in But us believers believe in the virgin birth. That's what I'm saying. That's what make us believers.
Well, I'm saying if you read the
We
actual where
believe
that comes from in the Old Testament, that's one of these examples I was talking about where the actual context don't have anything to do with what the New Testament's saying it does. If you actually read that from Isaiah 7, it's a prophecy about the Assyrian invasion. It's a prophecy about a war.
Right. God made a story out of all this. He made a story out of all this, but you have to go in and find the hidden message. He says it. It's in there. That's what he want. He want people to
Why is
seek
God hiding
seek to. That's why he
messages
wants
from
you to
us?
deal it because he get glory out of it. I told you, it say that in
Well,
Proverbs
if this
25
Bible was actually
2.
straightforward
Read
and
it.
it made
He
sense
said
and
it.
it just explained itself fine, I would still be a Christian right now.
No, he don't. That ain't that. That's easy. That's easy. That's easy. Anybody could do that.
What do you mean it's
He
easy?
don't. He don't
It's
want.
not
He don't
easy.
want that.
Like when the New
Anybody could do
Testament
that.
says
That's
when the New
easy.
Testament says he does something, I would
That
expect
don't.
that I
That
could
don't
go
really.
read
That
it and see that it makes sense.
he. What I'm saying is, it's easy. If let's say a person that's well let's just say a rich person. A woman could easily say they love that person because of what he got. I mean, if he sat
Why
there
is it
and
got to be so
showed you
hard, man? Why
everything,
can't we just read this and understand it? Like if God wanted us to know him through this book, why can't he just put straightforward things that don't seem to be like contradictions and even evil and stuff like that?
well, I mean, that's an unanswered question. Everybody would like to know that, but the only
I would like to know
explanation you
because when
come
I
up
read
with,
it, it don't make any sense at
I
all to
mean,
me.
right? Some of it is very very harsh. Especially in the Old Testament. A lot of it
Right.
very harsh, but those stories is not. People are taking those stories literally. They're not. Those
A lot
stories
of them
are
are literal
talking
stories,
about
yeah.
Jesus. When you look at it,
The
when you
Babylonian
look at
captivity
it,
was a literal thing,
when
wasn't it?
you read it, I can't say that
You
because
don't know if the
when
Babylonian
I'm
captivity
reading
was
the
a
Old
real event?
Testament, I'm reading it. Oh yeah, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a literal
I mean,
event, isn't it?
you gotta right. I mean, some of it. I didn't say the whole thing was not true. I'm just saying some of the stories are what they are. They're stories. Even
Well, the
I think
prophecies
Peter
are
said it.
literal, though.
He said a lot of he mentioned allegory. Who?
I said the prophecies are literal, though. God tells you how to test for prophecies in Deuteronomy chapter 18. They have to be literal. You have to be able to know if they're a real prophet or not.
Right. Yeah. Right. The prophecy are.
So if they're
And
saying
most scholars,
something's going to
well,
happen,
most
it has
Christian
to be
scholars.
straightforward enough that we can understand if it did or didn't happen, according to God.
Well, us Christians, we believe most of them happened. The ones that was supposed to happen happened.
Like what?
All of them was supposed to happen.
Well, give me a specific one that happened. What was a prophecy that was fulfilled in Jesus from the Old Testament specifically that we can go read and actually makes contextual sense? Or even one we can read that you can explain to me why it's actually about Jesus and it makes sense. I'll even accept that.
The one that makes sense. That just
Well,
say
if you can show me a
when he was
prophecy
hanging on a
that the
cross.
New Testament says Jesus fulfilled, then we can go read it, and you can explain to me why it makes perfect sense that's about Jesus. I'll accept that.
Well, you're not gonna accept it nowhere. You're not gonna believe it. Even when it said that he was that he would be that he would his just like his bones wouldn't be broken. His bones wouldn't be broken. They broke
You
the
talking about
other
Psalm
two
22?
bones. They broke their legs, but they broke their bones, but they didn't break Jesus. That's
So
for
what
one.
makes that about Jesus? That's a lament of David. That's David
Okay.
saying, "Why God, why have you forsaken me?" He's praying because he's surrounded by enemies and Israel's about to be destroyed. So David's really scared. That's what I'm saying. And contextually,
Okay,
it don't
so
have anything
I
to do
mean,
with the
you know,
Messiah. Or,
it's nothing. Well, with a Messiah.
what?
Okay, let me give you another foreshadowing. Okay, I already know the whole. Let me see what that Genesis. The whole book of Genesis is foreshadowing Jesus. Go to Jonah then. Go to Jonah. That's a
What
even
about
even
Jonah,
Jesus
man?
spoke. He referenced Jesus
Do you think
referenced
a guy
Jonah.
lived in a fish for 3 days?
You know, is it just a coincidence that when Jonah was on the boat during a deadly storm, he was asleep, and Jesus was on the boat during a deadly storm, and he was asleep.
But Jesus just got woke up and walked on the water.
No, but that ain't the
Jesus
point.
was
I
like
said
sleeping through a storm, but everybody else was
Jonah
freaking out. They woke Jesus up. They're like, "Hey, you gotta help us. What's going on here?" And Jesus is like, "Well, y'all, please just chill. I'm trying to sleep." So he like calms the storm, jumps on the water for a little bit, goes back to sleep.
Right, and that's the same, and that's the same thing. That's the same thing with Jonah. Jonah was on the boat asleep, just like Jesus. He was on the boat asleep, and the shipmates they was freaking
But
out.
that's not a prophecy, though,
The
man.
same
That's
thing.
just. But that's not a prophecy
I
or
didn't
a
say
foreshadow. It's
it was
just
a
a story
prophecy.
that you're saying. Well, Jesus was in a boat once, so that must mean he's fulfilling a prophecy about being in a boat.
No, I didn't say that fulfill a prophecy. I told you I'm staying away from that. You know, I'm not saying these prophecies. I said they was foretelling. They was foreshadowing. They were similarities. It just
That's
you
what
know
I'm saying. It
it
sounds an
was
awful lot like you're
stories
just cherry
that's
picking a little
similar.
line that sounds like Jesus, and then saying it was about him.
That ain't cherry picking. Okay,
Who's cherry picking?
okay. Let's say in the same book. Let's say Jonah. Jonah. Okay. All right. Whenever they threw Jonah overboard,
Hey, did Jesus live
they
in a
knew they
fish
was
for
killing.
3
They knew
days?
they was unaliving. They knew they was unaliving an innocent man. We agree. They knew they were unaliving an innocent man. Jonah. And the same with Jesus. It
wasn't innocent. It was guilty of the charges.
Quite a
That's
few
why they
people knew
crucified
they
him.
was unaliving.
Well, he was
No,
found
no,
guilty
he
of
wasn't. He was.
blasphemy and sedition.
They knew they was. No, they knew they was. They knew they was unaliving an innocent man. It said in many verses. They knew it. Same
Yeah, but
thing.
Jesus
Same
was
thing with
guilty
Jonah.
of the crime that they accused him of, though.
No, he wa- of what?
Blasphemy and sedition.
I mean, even even Pontius Pilate said this man this he said he knew he was unalive and innocent man. Even his wife said it.
Well, the Bible says
Pontius
that, but
Pilate's
that's not
wife
how
said it.
Roman governors rolled, man.
But they
Pontius
did.
Pilate was like an evil Roman
But they
governor. He
did.
wouldn't have gave a
That
squat
that
about talking to some nobody. The second somebody told him that this dude was making trouble, he would have said, "Get him out of here."
sir, that's the story we got. That's all we can go with.
Yeah, I
You know,
know.
that's all
But
we at the
sure,
mercy.
it
We at
just
the
doesn't
mercy.
seem
We at the
realistic
mercy
to
of
me.
we at the mercy of the historians that wrote it down. That was 2,000 years ago. We at their mercy. I mean, come on now. You know,
So
this is
why believe it?
what was given to us, huh?
Yeah, so why should we
Because
believe it? It's just
everything
a story from
lines up to
2,000
me.
years ago.
You know,
Let's move on to where we actually have this age of information thing, and we could use that.
yeah, but I mean, but all the technology that we have today still haven't debunked it. That's what the scholars are
Sure, it
saying.
has.
Everything is
Sure,
still
it has,
lining
though.
up.
No, evolution is true. Evolution's a founded scientific fact now. Like, we know we just evolved from earlier monkeys, basically. So, I mean, it doesn't make sense that we were made off as one-off creations that a God breathed in our nostrils and made us from clays.
So I heard atheists. I heard y'all say that we started from some kind of fish. Is that right? From the
Yeah,
sea,
probably. Yeah.
and then involved
Mhm.
and then involved into a land animal.
Yeah, do you know what a chordate is?
No, no.
A
I don't.
chordate
I
is
mean, I don't
any
even.
species that
I don't
has
even.
gills at some point in its development in its lifetime, right? Do you know
I mean,
humans
I
are
don't. I don't
chordates?
even. I don't even. I don't even get involved in that because it's no way you can convince me on that one.
It's just a scientific
But
term
anyway,
for if any organism has gills at any point in its development in its life. So humans are a chordate. So we have gills at some point in our development, right?
I had to check into that one.
Yeah,
But
look that up. It's
but
an
yeah,
interesting
I'm gonna
thing.
have
You
to
know
get
why
back
they
in
say
here.
fingernails or
Yeah, my
you know why they say fingers get wrinkly in water?
why?
For grip.
Why is that?
Grip in the water. It makes your grip better.
Oh, to grip the water.
Yeah, grip underwater.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna look that one up right there. I'm gonna look that one up. That one's kind of funny. But
Yeah,
yeah,
check
I
those
got to
out.
get
But
back in
humans
here,
are
man.
definitely
I wanted
chordates.
to. Oh yeah, I mean, could be, but it ain't no way we
We are.
evolved from no. I mean, we could be.
Why do you think we have
We
gills
did
at
not
some point in
evolve
our
from
development?
a fish.
There is lots of good evidence to say we did. Do you know that
Okay.
hiccups is a reflex left over from when we still had gills? That's how fish breathe. Is basically with hiccups. It's the same type of reflex.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Respectfully,
Pretty cool.
I'm gonna go to. I appreciate you, bro. All right.
All right, have a good one, have a good one, Mr. HC. I freaking love that shit, y'all. I think it's cool as fuck that we used to be a fish. Especially if we're like, I want to know what was after that. Like, what was, once we started running around, what was we then? We was like a fish with feet. But, like, we had to have got bigger at some point, right? Or not necessarily bigger. Well, we had to have got bigger because humans are bigger. But I mean, at that time, like, is that what eventually led to the first mammal? Like one of the little shrewy rat things from the dinosaur thing? If all modern mammals came from that little shrew rat thing, then that would have had to came from the that would have been a long time. Man, we're talking about so long though, like such long periods of time. Like it's fucking crazy to think about. Like Tyrannosaurus Rex lived closer to humans than he did to like Stegosaurus. Like there's that much time. That's mind-boggling to me, y'all. It's mind-boggling. I don't even know what to make of that sort of things. is scary. Hey, they also say teeth was eventually scales, like the teeth evolved from scales. Like that's another really good evidence we were once fish, right? Right? It's got to be. It's scaly teeth. Scaly teeth. Mo in fitness. I think I'm about to have to end the stream actually and do what peasants do and go to work. But yeah, I'm on every day. Tomorrow I might have to do a kind of a short show, but we will see. But this is my 35th day in a row streaming up here, y'all. Trying to grow this channel. If we could eventually do this for a living, that would be great. I've got over 25 new followers this stream. Barely a week ago, my goal was getting to 500 followers. So my channel's like really blowing up now, I feel like. Maybe not blowing up, but it's far exceeding my expectations of growth by leaps and bounds. Is what I want to be a walking highlight reel for motherfuckers one day. If they just wanted to clip me out saying shit, like I'm screwed. Like I'm gonna look really bad. I guess that's all I can say about that. But once again, I appreciate the shit out of everybody being here. And yes, free Palestine. Thank you all for the new follows. Thank you all for the engagement, all the comments. It's been awesome. I also have a YouTube channel called Apostate Chest. I put all these replays on here every day. So if you feel like you just joined today and you're like, man, this motherfucker is electric, son. I need more of this undereducated hick from Alabama. We got to hear some more from this guy now. Then check out my YouTube channel there. You can subscribe over there. That'd be great. But there you can actually go through, like, if I'm just sitting here bullshitting in between people. Like, we had a fire show yesterday. I mean, a fire show. It was ended with a bang. Ended with a bang, too. It was awesome. But anyway, guys, I got to go to work. I'll be back on in the morning. I'm going to do my best to try to get at least an hour or two in tomorrow, but I'm kind of pushing it tomorrow, I think. But either way, Day 36 coming up tomorrow. Joshua Bowen, if you're still there, you made my motherfucking year, I think, by jumping in the stream. I can't believe it. Like, we had Dr. Joshua Bowen in here today. I don't know if he's still here or not. I haven't seen him for a minute. But holy crap. And if y'all hadn't read his book, the Atheist Handbook to the Old Testament, pretty sure that was it. I hope it is. I'm going to be a little embarrassed there. That shit is fire. Fire. And there's 2 of them. And I still use it all the time. I was using it today, so it comes up. Of course, I'm doing this. So anyway, guys, Rick, all the Ricks, everybody, if you're in the queue, please come back tomorrow. I want to talk to you. I'm on here every single morning, and y'all can jump up on here and school the shit out of me tomorrow, guys. But anyway, we'll check